Right. Greetings, viewers. Welcome to the world of Witternacht and the Tale of Sybil's Spear, Book 2, Chapter 8. Correction from last week. I think I said Chapter 6 at the top. It was Chapter 7. My bad. We're just going to go back and replay all of last episode because of that. But, no.
To remember all your
Anyway,
lines, guys.
this is our actual
All right, so I
play.
guess I'll just go then.
Yeah, we got to reintroduce you about halfway through. So,
Oh, that's good. I get to reintroduce everyone.
there we go. This is our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver. As always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. And with me are our players, Conrad, AJ, Ernie, Dustin, Jeff, and our special guest, Saga. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, I'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube at the link in the About section of the Twitch channel. And we'd also like to direct you to our Discord server to join our community, interact with us, and potentially get lined up to maybe be a guest spot in the future. Before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, Sirenscape for our amazing ambient sound effects and music, Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and Hero Forge for some images using their lovely miniature tool on their website. Tales of Witternacht, not affiliated with any of these companies other than the use of their products, and none of the statements or lovely roleplay that goes on in our sessions has anything to do with any of these people, and it does not reflect any of their positions or assertions. That all lovely be out of the way. Previously, on the Tale of Sybil's Spear, Jofreidr has contracted ash rot, and his condition appears to be getting worse by the hour. First comes the gray skin, then the cough, then after some time, visual hallucinations and the shittles. But eventually, it can lead to... Don't mess me up, AJ. But eventually, it can lead to death. And the only believed cure is Atana berries, which the city has unfortunately lost its supply of. The only source of these berries is the swamps around the town of Swornsteed, but it has recently suffered a natural disaster, and all attempts to send folks there have failed. While dealing with this situation, the party met Cedric's younger brother Tanner, who suggested they meet with an old friend, Varelia, a witch who resides in the woods just northeast of town. Tanner also asserted that he could get them matana berries from Zedri's home, the Sagatrius estate. While on their way to Varelia, they happened upon a mysterious stranger passing out food to homebound residents in the Lowbelt district. Tanner was quick to introduce the party to Percy, a bard visiting the city who has been performing in the taverns as of late. Percy joined the party on their venture to Varelia. As the party arrived at Varelia's, Tanner was soon dispatched back into the city to obtain the Atana berries for them. And the party, with their newfound companion, met Varelia and were astonished to find that she knew of the dreamer and was one of the first individuals to accept their story as truth. She took a peek at Alfred's memories with his consent and used a spell to locate Maddox in the Ashen Market, the black market of Ashmead. The party took their leave and headed back to the city. And our story resumes as the party reaches the edge of the city. Here in Ashmead on the 7th day of Federman, 296 years after the fall, as you return to the edge of Ashmead and the Lowbelt district, you are met with a stark and unsettling scene. Mid-afternoon sun shines brightly, casting long shadows across the ashen-covered ground. But despite the sunshine, the air is cold and crisp, with temperatures hovering around 40 degrees. To your right, the majestic peaks of the Ryder Mountains loom, glistening in the sunlight. On your left, a vast expanse of field stretches out towards the southern edge of the city, seemingly untouched by the chaos that has enveloped the city. As you gaze upon the city before you, your attention is drawn to the pillars of smoke rising from various parts of the cityscape. The acrid smell of burning bodies reaches your nostrils, causing a mix of emotions to wash over you. Sight and smell indicating that things have only gotten worse during your brief absence. Cedric, You know that the Low Belt district is normally a bustling and vibrant area, but now appears to be in disarray. Streets are emptier than usual, only a few scattered citizens hurriedly making their way through the ash covered paths. Usual sounds of conversation are replaced by an eerie silence, broken only crackling of flames and the occasional cough. What would you all like to do?
If I remember correctly at the end of the last session, Jofreidr was kind of standing sentinel away from the rest of the group, and then
Yeah,
Percy
I'm
had
hiding
gone.
off in a alleyway. That way I don't get seen by guards and be like, hey, why are you out of the quarantine area kind of thing.
And then Percy was heading to the tavern that she's performing at.
Other four?
Just hanging out.
Oh, okay.
Zedri, is this normal for the city? No, I mean the burning.
No, it was in your throat. You were choking. Yeah.
Yes. Is you think this is like this isn't the city is under attack, we need to charge back in and help? Is a funeral pyres are happening?
Well, should we should we let ourselves get distracted? Are we not still looking for your brother?
Yes, I mean, I assume that Tanner would have an idea at least of where she was, yes?
I mean, if it's more imperative, I don't know if that's the right word, but I mean, I'm okay maybe trying to stalk him out and find him myself. I mean, surely that wouldn't be too difficult. It's not that big of a town, right?
Well, do we have anything of his that we could track him down with?
No, I don't think we'd have any of his books. But I mean, other than that, we're looking for a short, stout bookseller. Don't think he'd necessarily blend in that well.
But yes, that is a great point. You know where the shadow market is.
Around. No, I don't.
That is the bigger problem right now, I think.
That's right. So, find someone who knows where the shadow market is, find Maddox, and then take him out for some drinks, beat him up, threaten his life, treat him like an old friend. What's the notion there?
Well, with any sort of business deal of any sort, I think that you would try and ascertain what sort of level the other person's at first before trying to decide whether or not to be aggressive.
I just wanted to clarify that the reason why I wanted us to find Maddox is more so because it's somewhere around here, and he'll kind of gesture towards like the area that they're in, which is Lobel. If Maddox is around here, he could have easily ambushed my brother, which is that's kind of what I'm worried about a little bit. We could go to my house and see if Tana made it, but if he didn't, then we've just walked all the way across town and only burned more time.
With mentioned all the way across town, do you expect Tanner to be back now anyways?
Right, how far can he get? If we can figure out how far he can possibly be, then we can figure out the sort of distance that he could be.
Thinking about like pace and how fast Tanner would have left with the directive of going and get the Atana berries, would it be possible to like figure that out?
I feel like one big math problem, right?
Yeah.
If Tanner has a let's say a 25 move speed and it
Maybe an investigation check.
sure.
The train is coming at 30 miles an hour in the other direction.
What's a train?
What's a train with you?
Right? You said investigation? Okay.
Yeah, whoever's trying to figure out how the pace of a 12-year-old fireheart and how fast he can get back.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
I didn't mean to roll that. Ignore that.
Alfred's
Careless
gonna
with the dice.
take
Put
a
our heads
moment and-
together, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna touch his head with Zedri's and cast guidance, but on himself. It's more for flavor.
A literal interpretation, I like it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Less flavor.
I didn't even get-
More
come on, knock your head with mine.
12.
Well,
Can we all roll, or?
I thought it was directed at me.
Yeah, I thought.
Whoever's trying to do the math. Basically, you guys could all end up rolling and then arguing with each other on whether it could really be done.
No, he can only move 25 feet, like every 6
Oh.
seconds.
I mean, I feel like out of everyone, the person who would know what the best would be Cedric.
Okay,
This
how
is a
fast can he
brother.
move? How fast can this kid move? Do you see him run?
Alfred, you're like, there's no way you guys have passed through these different districts. You have a rough idea where everything's laid out. You're like, there is no way he would be back by now. He's probably barely getting there right now.
I mean, I'm not the most athletic, but I think I could barely have made it by now.
Zendry, with your 22, yeah, legitimately, you know your brother. You know how fast he can go, and the ways through town and whatnot. That yeah, he can certainly be back with. We're gonna really dog on Alfred's intelligence after this one. So
It'd be like a reverse Jofreidr history check.
Respectfully, there's a lot of like paths and things to move through, and I mean it's pretty helpful that Lowbelt doesn't exactly have any gates outside of it. So I do feel that Tana could have been back by now.
Well, this doesn't make sense to me, honestly. But if you think so, I mean,
Do we have
He is your
way to
brother.
have any way to track Tanner?
I don't have any of his stuff. Kind of the same boat with Maddox.
do we pick up with Descent with Cybil?
Well, Cedric could probably know his scent a lot better.
Oh, I get to make the DM. But his,
I
his
mean-
forehead.
To be honest, if we don't have anything, the dog's not going to be able to help us. But Zedri knows what his brother smells like, so if he becomes the dog, he could actually. That's not even an insult. That's not like, oh, let's turn Zedri into a horse so we can get there faster. It's like using our noses.
Right, yeah,
brains.
it's just kind of out
Not-
of touch
not
with the
volunteering
fact
for-
of this, and he'll gesture around as like the three, I think it was 3 pyres that we had like seen smoking up into the sky. I'm not gonna be able to get us in through any of this.
I mean, I don't have any other better ideas. I'm sorry, Zedri, but
Did it hurt to try?
Sure, I can go ahead and try.
So Percy's just been like, she's been trying to walk off for like this entire conversation, but has just been listening to you guys. So I was actually going to ask you about that later. Who exactly is Cybil? As your group's name is Cybil Spear. I was wondering.
Sybil's our dog.
I'll point to the
And-
dog.
Where is the dog? Good
Where-
question.
That's a great question.
Okay, do we remember if we took her with us to the monastery?
I don't think there was any
I don't think there was a
overt
discussion.
assertion to leave Cybil behind.
She's been with
okay,
us the
then
whole
she-
time. What do you mean?
Cybil has been begging along this whole time.
I mean, no one told. I just thought it was a random dog following you all.
Fair
No,
assumption.
no. I mean,
No one
she's very well
mentioned-
kept. I mean, you don't think she's like a stray, do you? She
She
I
looks
take care of her.
I mean, she's been rolling in mud puddles almost the entire time we've been walking through town, and is
Okay.
currently covered in ash.
I can't help if she gets hot because it's quite hot here.
No, I completely understand, but you can see where my confusion came from.
I mean, to be fair, this wasn't always our dog. It was a pirate dog. It was something. It did kind of follow us for a little bit until we took it in. So, but now it's ours. So,
Enough.
I'm
She's
just
been
gonna
with
turn
us
into
through
a
thick
wolf
and
over
thin.
here. Zentri's gonna walk off.
As you're having this conversation about Cybil, where Cybil's been, who Cybil belonged to, all this lovely stuff. In the midst of the Low Belt district, the sounds of coughing, sick individuals coming from their houses, this very tense and awful environment, having a casual conversation about the dog that is yours, not just following the party that nobody has noticed for an entire session. Suddenly, a small figure emerges from the nearby alleyways, running at full speed towards you. Hair billowing out behind him as he rushes, chest heaving with exhaustion from the long and arduous journey he's just undertook. Tanner's eyes meet
Maddox.
those of his older brother.
Dude,
Mixed fear, relief, and determination as he is winded, panting, hands on hips. Cedric, I made it.
Yeah.
He holds up small satchels. The gods, they were everywhere. I had to sneak past them, but they didn't give up, so I didn't give up. So I've been running. I think I lost them.
Oh, you really did make it.
put that down if that's if that's a resource.
Yeah,
You
no.
don't want to be shot.
Zedri will kind of like take it, and he's gonna try to like cover it up. Just in case there's a
He's-
corner. Nice.
Keys will also take his hand off his knife once he realizes it's Tanner.
Tanner, what happened?
Are you okay?
There was guards that were keeping me from being able to try and get out of the place. And then when I tried to come back in, then they noticed that I was the one that had gotten out, and so then they were trying to catch me, and I got away. I thought I lost them, and just as soon as I kind of let up, then of course they were right back on me, and of course I was trying to get back fast because I ran out of cookies, So I was kind of hoping that maybe I'd catch you back at the house, but yeah. I'm
Wait,
not
did
sure.
did they follow you through the alleys? Are
He
they?
looks over his shoulder. No. I think I lost him. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay. Is Tanner? What's he wearing?
Crawford's gonna walk like past where Tanner came through, just like 15, 20 feet, maybe 30, 35 feet if he feels adventurous. Just take a look.
AJ, what would Tanner's typical attire be?
Tanner's typical attire would probably be really just like loose fitting, kind of like top short sleeved, kind of like a billowy fabric, and then like a vest atop it to kind of like help fit it, and then just baggy little pants, plenty of loopholes to be able to pin on his books and anything that he might have.
Okay. Kiesel, because I can't remember what it was before, but I'm going to very quickly. Oh, I actually don't know how this will work, but I'll give it a try. So I'm going to flip my cape, and it's going to turn into a shitty, raggedy cloak, because it's got a hood too. So we're going to make it like raggedy, kind of how Kiesel normally would typically keep it if he's trying to keep a low profile. And then I want to give it to Tanner just to put it over him so he can help keep a lower profile. Or because if it's attuned to me, if I give it to him, is it just going to start looking like a magic cloak?
No, I'd preserve the appearance it had the last time it was changed.
Okay. Well, don't think of this as just quite a gift, but we're going to walk around a little bit more until we get somewhere safe. You're going to wear this and keep your face covered in case we run into anybody who we don't want to run into. We don't want them knowing it's you.
Do I catch sight of
No.
anybody? Sorry.
No offense, but shit.
Yeah, look, I could have made it a nice velvet or a purple, but we're going to keep it looking like shit until we can get somewhere a little less out of sight.
All right. Alfred, give me a perception.
Or
Don't see any signs of anybody down that path.
okay.
Looks
I'll
clear.
give it like a cursory look, and then as soon as he's satisfied, he'll turn back and join the party. Well, I think you lost him. I don't see anyone following you, or at least around the corner. But we should probably get a move on.
Jofreidr, we can go ahead and make the application.
It's like a paste? Do we need any special tools for it?
I like that look. That's a good look there, AJ.
I could probably go ahead and use my herbalism kit.
Oh, you have one. Excellent.
Yeah. Zeju will go ahead and pull out the small kit that has a mortar and pestle and kind of like grind the berries down. How many did Tanner end up bringing us?
6.
6. Okay.
So, Zedri, do these berries, like, do they go a long way? Or is 6 gonna be enough?
I feel like better safe than sorry. We should probably just use 5 of them, and he'll kind of like look over them, squeeze them, see if they're like ripe or anything like that to figure out how far they could possibly go.
Do you wedge you could throw a good berry in?
Check with disadvantage.
Yep.
Or if there's a way to, like, to use another material or some sort of other, like, something to stretch it.
Yeah, throw like a good berry in there for some extra vitamins.
So Atana berries are very meaty. Kind of like trying to squeeze them. This isn't like a grape or a cherry or something. It's more like an orange, as having like very thick interior fruit to it. So grinding it is going to take quite a bit, but it is going to have quite a bit of substance. It's not just going to dissolve into juice.
Okay.
To being able to use like a little strip of gauze, like the compress would be easily made. Okay.
With an 11, you're pretty unsure of yourself as to how capable you are of doing this.
Yeah.
But that's just you, so nobody else knows that.
So Percy has been like hanging around and helping out with the victims of the plague. Would she have any more knowledge about how to use these?
No, because unfortunately, like, nobody's been being treated with this type of treatment because nobody has access to these berries. They've been cut off for several weeks of not having access to these things. So the
Okay.
only reason that Zedri's family has it is just because the wealthy are able to keep their stock a little bit longer, and they're not in the afflicted areas.
Okay. I mean, could we look for an apothecary who might know more about how to use this? I don't want any of them accidentally, being mishandled and it not working on your friend.
Good. If you're that worried about it, we could take the walk of shame back to Ilia. She knew how to do it.
And, we could also keep a couple vials off to the side, have something soaking that way. If any of us were to get sick, we could have some extra.
Well, let's make the decision quick because every moment that passes is more that Jofreidr loses his arm.
If I remember correctly, Virilia said 2 to 3 berries, especially since he is so recently infected.
I'd say 3 since his arms tend to be a little thicker than,
Sounds good.
Right? That gives us 2 applications if we need.
I can start grinding them down. It's probably going to take a little bit, but I can go ahead and work on that. Do you want me to just grab an alleyway, or do we need to shift somewhere else?
I mean, I was just about to head to the tavern to get ready for my performance, so if you guys want to just follow me and hang out there before it starts filling up.
Oh, do you have like a back room, like a dressing room we could all just hang out in, and that way we're not having to do it in front of all these people?
And there's a few back rooms, old storage rooms and stuff that the performers will set up in.
All right, let's get a move on then. Let's grab Jofreidr.
Before do we go?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He goes and like
You
peeks
know-
his head out from underneath this cloak that's been laid over top of him.
Would you happen to know where the Ashen Market is?
Me?
No, me.
Oh,
Yeah. No. No. Can't say I do. I could probably find it. I know people. I know things.
Do you think that you could know of people that we could also know? Maybe you would know of people who would like to know us?
Zedri thinks your aunt might know where it is.
Scarlet, have you talked with her lately?
Not recently. I mean, you know, Aunt Scarlet. She she might know, I suppose.
That's what I'm thinking. She's a little. talkative. She's
She knows people. She knows stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah.
Can I insight check him just so I can be double sure he's not being like a shy little kid about it?
Sure.
I'm gonna roll a history check instead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
with an 18, you definitely get the vibe that he's doing everything he can to try and be impressive in front of his big brother, but not that he's necessarily like, embellishing or lying.
Alright. Kiesel will just give him a pat on the back. Like a heavy-handed pat on the back.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we'd be. If she's like around. You know, she's kind of like always out on her little adventures and living her life, and I mean, maybe.
Regardless, I feel like it would be best if we got out of this area. And I had recommended Silver Spires with all of the stores over there. I know she likes to frequent it, although she has definitely lived around a little bit.
I mean, go looking for Aunt Scarlet. I mean, you're not gonna tell Mom.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just checking. Been gone a little bit, but I'm not really. They're a little bit on the outs right now. Mom's not too fond of the fiance and everything that comes with that. She's never been all that overly enthusiastic about us hanging out with Scarlet.
I want to be very clear to everybody else here. I know that my aunt sounds really, really fishy, but it's just that she tends to hang out with a different crowd from, like, my folks. So I think it would kind of benefit us.
Admittedly,
She's
she sounds
actually really
amazing to
cool.
me.
Kiesel will smile and raise his hands. Nothing wrong with a little bit of fishy.
She
Yeah,
tells
no.
about stories. I mean, she's like honestly really awesome, but Mom just being overprotective.
As mothers will be, she cares about you and wants you to be safe.
So she
Okay.
just looks at Kiesel.
Kiesel will look at Zedri. Can we get moving? We
Yeah,
can talk
no,
about Mom on the way.
let's go. Yeah.
So I don't think we should probably go back that way, but yeah, follow me.
All right,
I mean,
let's.
like, are we treating him? Okay, we're treating him. Okay, I'll make things a little bit. Maybe he needs the shit cloak.
No, no one touches my shit cloak. It's fine.
Shit cloak is
He's
better
fine.
than your little red hood you normally run around in. So
Right.
We
Yeah.
still may need to lizard-ride Jofreidr to get him out of the district.
Oh, that's not an option, but it's not the option we're going to go with just yet.
over to
Tanner
Jofreidr.
just starts in between two of the buildings and takes off. Shit cloak billowing behind him.
Yes. I'm gonna show him it's much more than just a shit cloak.
Alright, he weaves his way in between buildings and just you guys make this long train behind him. As he makes his way all the way to the further interior city and eventually reaching the road into Midbelt and points out, like, tries to hush you all, like a special ops soldier. crouching along the side of the road. Just like signals you to look at the 4 guards that are watching over this entrance into Midbelt, and then he quickly goes and like doubles back through an alleyway and motions for you to come back. It's not like a full alley. This is just like a little 2-foot wide space in between a pretty large building and then some smaller buildings that kind of run up against it, and just kind of like squeeze your way through and sneaking out underneath some trees into the Midbelt district. But we're going to do a group stealth check. So
We would have probably picked up Jofreidr as well.
We
Since
definitely
he
picked
was-
up.
We did mention that.
Okay, cool. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that he's with
Like,
us.
outside.
He's just sitting behind this crate in an alleyway. He's looking at his axe in his hand, looking at his arm.
Options.
Spreading.
Sorry, guys, I changed my user interface on Fantasy Grounds to make the text bigger, and everything is now larger than my screen.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Oh no, you're not
It's
sorry.
fine.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine.
Did somebody say
Oh.
stealth checks?
Yeah,
Is
did
it-
somebody say natural disadvantage? Wait, where's my disadvantage?
Can the DC be like a 7 so we can all pass? By the way, my Coca-Cola game.
So,
Yay!
do you want me to roll another d20?
Why'd you have disadvantage?
Because I got a stone in me.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know why it's not.
Ooh.
It didn't register. So, yeah,
Because
just roll
I like
another one, and we'll
rocks.
use the 18 as the high or the low, depending on how well you roll.
Hopefully the low.
Not 20.
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
The high.
Oh.
No.
Selena's just like melts into the trees, and everyone else fails to do so.
A 10, that's not.
That's average.
A 9 is
Nothing-
worse than a 10.
These are average guards. Passive perception of 12. Which means 2 passes, 4 fails. As you're making your way out. Oh, I will roll one for Tanner too, but
I love
It's
how
'cause-
the
oh, he nat 20. So
It's the
still
cloak!
be a little-
Oh my god!
Power of the cloak.
Fuck, I should have kept it.
also funny that the person who is wearing an ostentatious purple top hat.
And the
It's-
man wearing he's still wearing parts of his circus clothes.
Yeah.
you
It's
guys
about
just
how you
know
use
how
it.
to play it.
Not to mention the towering, fair-haired guy with a giant axe on his back.
Clank,
You
clank, clank.
failed.
Bounce. It like bumps into everything.
So Tanner makes his way across, and Zedri and Salinas are quickly behind, and as Salinas is just kind of like very silently keeping the hoof clops to a very minimum as you go across. Zedri's like not used to being stealthy, and trying to pay attention to his brother and trying to make sure that everybody's coming up behind and making sure that Jofreidr is not getting too close to anybody. And you trip in a mud puddle, splash, and mud goes splashing out in every direction. And Percy quickly uses that as the distraction, so Percy, Salinas, and Tanner all make it to the other side and out of sight. But Zedri is sprawled out, splashed in the mud puddle, and Alfred, Kiesel, and Jofreidr coming up right behind. It's just kind of all caught in the spotlight of these 4 guards, just all turn over to hear the splash and look and see your 4 individuals, and quickly spot Jofreidr's bandaged arm.
It's okay, my face is covered too, though. So unless
Hey,
there's
Stop there! Hey, you
Eat
can't
my
leave the
ass!
quarantine area.
Kiesel's gonna keep running. Kiesel's gonna keep running.
We're supposed to be here. It's all right. I'm gonna keep watching.
Alfred is going to take out a small little ball out of his pack, throw it on the ground, and he's gonna cast pyrotechnics and create a smoke bomb.
Can Percy have her avian defenders kind of like swoop down also as like a distraction?
Sure.
Awesome.
All right.
Do you want me to roll
Kiesel,
any?
you're walking. Alfred is providing a distraction. Percy is providing a distraction from the wings. Apparently nobody's helping Zedri up, so he's just down in the mud puddle by himself.
Oh, I thought
And then
Cedric got up.
smoked. He's like
I
this
can't
right
touch
Selena's
him,
you doing
guys.
anything from the wings?
I can't touch him.
Is Selena's doing anything from the wings?
Salinas is holding Tanner from going to and trying to run back and help his brother.
Can Kiesel kind of like make a stop, and then as Zedri's getting up, I want to hand him the blunt end of my glaive, so the blade's pointed towards me as like a stick, and just yoink him forward. After
Alright.
screaming, "Eat my ass" to the guards.
Mom, we have to run.
Okay, everybody who has re-entered the fray, so everybody but Salinas and Tanner, we're going to do another group stealth check, but this time with advantage. Alfred, yours will just be a straight.
Okay.
As you have the smoke starts to billow out from Alfred's pyrotechnics, and these birds are kind of like just causing a swirl of this smoke is going in all directions, and then metal birds just popping out in different places.
No. Do I need to make a athletics or acrobatics with my move with Zedri or no?
Ooh.
Oh.
Not at the moment.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm so goofy.
I'm glad you guys rolled nice.
Yeah,
I got double twos.
you did.
The luck is not
All right.
with Jofreidr.
This is
Stay.
normal for me.
Wait, no. Do you want me to reroll, or do you want to? Because I just rolled a straight d20.
You don't get your proficiency bonus.
I don't have. I just have a +3.
Oh, I mean,
And-
sorry, that's what I meant. Like, you're not getting your stealth bonus.
Doesn't matter. Got it anyway. Same roll.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
dropped a 1.
Two dirty 20s.
I dropped from a 1, so
You did better the second time.
Okay, so Jofreidr with 5.
I think we covered Jofreidr's 5.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to read through what we have. So we have a 20, a 14, a 20, 12, and a 5. So 14. If the DC's 14, you guys pass. Okay. So with that 14 DC, as the smoke and the birds are making this distraction and Kiesel's pulling Zedri back up to his feet out of the mud, you guys all try and make a run for it. The 4 guards becomes 2 guards, as 2 of them are lost in the smoke and the birds and completely lost, but 2 of the guards one rolled an 18, one rolled a 19, and their +2 was a 20 and a 21. So
Damn.
you did not pitch those 2. So you have 2 guards that are pursuing you guys as you guys attempt to make your way further into Mid-Belt. And yeah, I guess we have a chase. So, as they are trying to keep pace, they are able to keep pace with all but one of you for the most part, as Jofreidr is freakishly fast. Yeah,
I'm not
they
close
go and
enough.
start pursuing you guys into the town. All of you now on the run and out in front of everybody. And as you get a little bit further into town, let me see if I can find that lovely table that I used for chases last time. I didn't expect you guys to end up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I influence this chase at all? From the sidelines.
Oh, you're in it now. So
Oh, I am?
yeah,
Oh,
as they
okay.
get to the other side of the road and you and Tanner, then you're all running, so everybody's in it.
Gotcha. Copy.
How tall are these buildings?
Mid-belt, mostly residences. Yeah, you got a few that are 2-story buildings. Most are probably 1.5 story.
Would it be fair? I know this is all like before, but would it be fair to say like the order of it, like Keystone Zedri would be at like the back line?
Let's go with Tanner and Salinas will be at the front. So I'm just gonna put you guys in initiative. Seems like a fair way to go. Then let's see. The two of you that had 20s, who had the better roll?
You got a 7. You got a
17 plus
17.
3.
You got a 16 plus 4.
Just I gotta add a Percy to the
combat tracker.
yeah.
Ooh, Percy's first initiative.
Now you get to open the combat tracker and see the rat's nest that
Yes.
is mine.
He's pretty bad.
Fair.
It's so bad.
Okay.
I know the feeling.
You know what? Actually, let's do it as initiative rolls. But Salinas, you have advantage since you are getting a head start in front of everybody. So
Okay,
otherwise,
okay.
everybody let's just roll initiative rolls. That'll just be a little bit. Damn, Jofreidr.
Oh,
You're so goofy. I'm just...
killer!
Nice one, Percy.
I rolled a 20 and a 1 on advantage.
Nice.
Now that kind of checks for what happened.
Yeah, it does.
We are at the back, Kiesel.
I have a
back there
plan.
with y'all.
Oh, she is the
That's
caboose.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Percy had to
birds are
stop to
still-
recollect her birds.
Yeah.
And our 2 guards are at the back of the initiative order too, but definitely behind the 23 and 22 ridiculousness that started things off. So, all right. So as we go through a chase, let me find some. We need some chase music.
Want to feel the adrenaline.
I freaking
All right.
said it too, that we needed a lizard over here.
All right, so you each have the ability to. You have an action to use on each of your turns. You can use that to dash to gain some extra distance, or you can use it to do pretty much anything else you can do with an action if you so choose. At the end of each person's turn, you'll roll to see if there's a random complication that pops into play or not, and if so, we'll figure out what the random complication is. So, Salinas, you are the top of the order, running away.
Um,
And I'm putting Tanner as being basically in tandem with you,
or
because Tanner does not have a stat block. So,
so yeah, Salinas is just going to say, we're going to run. Point down the streets I need to go down, okay? To Tanner, and just book it. Book it his full 70 feet.
all right. Roll me a d20. All right, solid. 19. Nothing happens. You guys just take off, the two of you, Tanner and the shit cloak in tow, guiding your way. And Jofreidr, anything you want to do with your action? Or just booking it?
I'm just booking. I'm gonna stay behind Tanner and Salinas because they know where they're going apparently. So
Gonna stay behind, not gonna use those extra long legs of extra speed.
well, I don't know where I'm going.
Sure. Away from the guards, right? Alright. Roll me a d20. Nine.
I trip and break my leg. Oh no!
His
That
arm
off now,
shatters.
too.
Alright. As you're going at 1.5 pace, you're not fully gunning it since you're trying to stay behind them and follow behind, and I believe you would be doing 90 feet? No. 80
Nah, I
feet?
have a speed of 45 or a 40,
Yeah.
so 80
40,
feet.
so 80 feet. So, holding back a little bit, they go around a corner and you're kind of just keeping pace with them, and as you go through, this is not going to complicate you, it's going to complicate, unfortunately, Alfred right behind you.
I'm sorry, Alfred.
A group of individuals starts to move into the alleyway that you guys just went down. There's a group of 6 drunken miners that are protesting the unfortunate situation in the mines and are just boisterous, rowdy group coming in. And Alfred, you're cut off. And as we go to your turn.
Miners ER, not miners OR.
Protesting middle school.
Good call. Good call. Not a bunch of drunk underage individuals.
We want more pizza.
That's what's up. The
Yeah,
children.
that was me. Pizza and Coca-Cola.
All right, Alfred, anything you want to do with your action?
Yeah. Alfred is going to pray to Infernus and cast haste on himself. As he sees this group of miners passing by and like blocking his like frontal direction. He's going to do that, and then he's going to attempt an act of heroism and attempt to jump over and slightly in between a couple of the heads of the miners.
Ooh.
Is that an acrobatics check?
Yeah, I'll let you do it as an acrobatics check. Parkour it.
Parkour. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, I should have advantage on that, but
Oh.
Roll again.
You get
Yeah.
advantage on checks.
It's on saves.
Advantage on
Oh, on
saves.
saves. Oh.
Ooh.
I'm literate, I promise.
Could I? What did we decide if we can give inspiration to other people?
No.
You mean using
Oh.
the channel points?
Oh.
No, not that. From end of session.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not
Gotcha.
following you. What are you talking about?
End of
I
session.
don't think we use
The inspiration he got from the end of the session when we voted for him for MVRP.
Oh,
That
when
one.
you can grant your inspiration to somebody else.
To someone else, I will go ahead and gift that to
Yeah.
to Alfred. then.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully. Hey, it's better.
Hey!
Okay.
Dirty 20. You watch as all these drunken picketers that are kind of just distracted by they see this big hulking barbarian run past with a bandaged arm, and as they're going to look back, they kind of lose balance a little bit, and you're able to just go up and kind of do with a dirty 20, we'll give you a lovely spin move as you roll over the top
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
just barely get over. You just watch the little waft of hair go over the top of the last head as you hit the ground on the other side. It's not a very smooth landing, but with your hasted position, right back up and
It's
keep
rolling
going.
into it. Yeah. They hear a distant sorry as Alfred rolls by. Oh, makes his way out through.
I need something more action-packed music-wise. That's too light.
A D20 for you now.
All right, so yeah, give me a D20. Nice way of avoiding crap.
He went from an 18 to a 5. He went.
You make it through this ultra acrobatic move, pull yourself up, pick up, just a little bit of a slide through the mud and ash on the ground, and just like right yourself and just trucking, and you're looking back, almost a little bit of a cockiness going back and looking back. It's like, holy shit, I just did that. That was so freaking amazing. As you slam right into a person as you exit into the street and knock this person, appears to be some sort of a messenger, down, and they just letters sprawling out across the mud and muck, and you're both down prone on the ground.
Oh. Am I able to get back up in this turn? I used an action to haste myself, and an action to jump, and then I would get an action from haste, or...
So, used an action to haste yourself. The jumping was part of your movement.
Okay.
You do have an action dash left from the haste.
So you would still have double your movement speed. That's then half your movement
To get back
to
up.
pick yourself back up. I'd say yeah, but that'd probably be you'd be tapped at that point. You would have ultimately ended up with just your full movement speed and got up twice.
Yeah. Okay. As long as I'm able to be up, that's important.
Yeah, so you're up. This unfortunate individual is on the ground, human just splattered in mud, and there's all these unfortunate messages and letters that are just splattered in mud all over the place.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
And that'll take us to the guard. The first one. And he is just going to be booking it after you guys, but he's got to roll on the complications chart too, so. 17. 17 is a no complication. So he is right there behind you as the crowd moves out of the way. He's able to keep going through the alley. Kiesel, you're attempting to follow up behind.
I want to turn around. Is Percy behind us? Like, would she be behind me or in front of me and Zedri?
She would be, she's the tail end of the group.
Okay. I want to reach into my backpack real quick on my body and pull out a bottle. This bottle is 3-layered, all kind of like different oils on top of each other. I don't want to turn back to Percy. How good are you at improvising?
Quite good. What do you need?
Get on the roofs with this, and I'm going to throw her my potion of climbing.
Hell, that's what I was going for anyway. I'm gonna try to get up. Alright, she'll catch it.
And
give me
acrobatics, athletics,
an athletics or a sleight of hand.
It's like throwing a football, so I'm gonna choose athletics. Do I have inspiration? I don't.
You can't use the phrase, it's like throwing a football.
No,
Plus 6 gets me there. Hey, let's go.
25, solid. Okay, with the 25, it is so expertly thrown. Percy, give me a corresponding acrobatics, but with advantage.
Hell yeah, I'm really good at acrobatics.
Jofreidr's so good at transcends time and universe.
Damn! Look at
Yes!
that!
Oh, yes.
Expertly
yeah.
grabbed that. With your 23, when we get to your turn, you do not need to spend your action to take it. You will get to take it and still do action. That was some solid
Nice.
rolls. So.
Dude,
Yeah.
oh, that's I immediately looked at my
Hell
inventory.
yeah.
Dude, fuck yeah. With that, Zedri's fully recovered, running behind me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
He's
haul.
dripping in mud, but he's going.
I don't have any like fire to get that off you. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna haul ass and use my full movement, which is 30 feet. Are they
You'd
close?
be falling a little bit behind the group because of the turning to toss the bottle, but you're still able to make your 30.
Am I still near Percy and Zedri? I'm not falling behind them, right?
Depends on what they do, because you're technically all going at roughly the same time. It's
Yeah.
a split second in between, so.
Okay, I'm not gonna use my action surge just yet, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
haul ass.
All right. Second guard.
Oh, wait, do I need to roll a complication?
Dash. Oh yes, you do. Ooh, 4.
Ooh.
I love low numbers.
Go, toss the bottle, just trucking it, leaning into it, looking for the shit cloak. It's got to be up there somewhere. Just keep on following your cloak. Can't get too far away. And just hear screech, 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 screech as you step right into a swarm of rats that's like running across in front of you. And just like step on one, give me a dex save.
Was with the
That's
city.
fine. That's fine. It's fine.
Is it?
Oh, no, it's not. Wait, hold on. Let me do that again. I'm just rolling the wrong things tonight. But the
It's
right
okay.
ways.
So,
19, you go and it's like almost turn your ankle, but you just turn it into a spin
Ooh,
and keep on going. Rats behind you, and you're on your way.
rats be damned.
All right, the second guard rolled a 2, so trips down. He's out into the mud, loses track of everybody in front of you, and he is out of the race. There's only one guard pursuing you. As we go to
Nice.
Zedri.
Okay, so as Zedri's tripping into the mud, is he, clarifying question, these are cobblestone paths or dirt paths?
You're going back and forth. I'm like, you're on the street, which is cobblestone, and then you end up in between buildings, which is more mud.
In like kind of like slipping and tripping into the mud, am I kicking up any sort of like weeds at all that are like producing from the street?
Not a lot, because we are right at the very beginning of spring. There's not a whole lot of growth of anything right now, so.
But there's a little bit. I'm willing to take that.
Take a shot.
Zedri is going to look back and gonna go ahead and focus specifically on where the guard is, and everything's just gonna kind of like proliferate around them. And I would like to cast plant growth. So it's a
Nice.
100-foot
Okay.
radius, and they will have to use quarter movement.
All right.
But then just turning and moving.
Okay.
Just 30 feet.
All right, so you are just right on Kiesel's. Definitely get to avoid the stream of rats that he pirouettes through, and you're following right behind as they go skittering off to the side. And give me a d20 roll. With a 5, damn, you guys are just like hitting everything. With a 5, nothing happens because we've already rolled the 5 this round. I am not
Thank
running you into
goodness.
the same messengers. And you guys are too far behind to be running into the same messenger that Alfred already knocked on the ground. So, Percy.
not that much. more.
Bring it up the
So
rear.
Percy, as she's ran, she got it down the potion of climbing. Are there any like carts or awnings or anything like nearby that she could kind of like run and jump onto a roof? Like, kind
So
of use that
there's
as,
some-
like, a momentum?
Barrels and whatnot that you could attempt to kind of just like get a little bit of a step going up.
Yeah, she'll do that. She'll veer towards, like, a stack of barrels and just, like, kind of running, jump, start climbing.
Okay.
You have advantage on strength athletics checks. You make 2 climb. Your climbing speed equals to your walking speed
Nice.
for 1 hour.
Hell yeah.
Which, Casey, you can actually drag that from your inventory over onto Percy's picture at the top, and it'll
No
put it in your
way.
inventory. So,
Well, that's cool.
The future is now.
Nice.
did it work?
I hope so.
I mean, I got a notification.
I see that a message went out to you, but I don't know that it actually went out to you.
I heard something.
Yeah, I
think.
did too.
That was funky.
You get 2 potions of climbing there?
Just the one. There it went.
I got
The debug opened.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you can actually consume it, and it should.
There it is. Yes. So
Script for character attunement. Is that LUA?
So when we're done with the chase, we'll just delete it from your inventory. But for the time being, you can be able to click on it to be able to know what it does.
okay.
Reminder. So,
You gain. Okay.
all right. So give me an acrobatics as you head on up with your climbing, and I believe that means you have.
It says only advantage on strength athletics, not on.
Okay, well, give an athletics with advantage then.
Right. Cool. Advantage. Athletics. Come on. Oof. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Some really good advantage rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're able to swing up and going beyond your typical strength, pull yourself up on this roof, and now running alongside the roof line of the set of buildings you guys are running through. I'm kind of giving you a bird's eye view on everything. And
Yeah.
give me a d20 roll.
A d20. Oh, can I also have, speaking of birds, my avian defenders, because they're also flying above us.
Mhm.
Can I, so there is still that one guard that is chasing.
Correct.
Can I have my avian defenders do flurry of beaks on the guard, or try to?
Yeah, if you want to have them stop to attack, as use their action basically to do the attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Come on, birds. Oof.
This is a normal guard, though.
13 is not going to hit.
Ah. They try, but they just can't, like, coordinate themselves.
That's pretty good armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So with your action, are you okay? You did the climbing. So
Yeah.
okay, so we got your action. Give me the d20 roll for the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
12, not quite high enough. But it doesn't affect you. That you just, as you get to the top of the roof, you notice that a cart comes down the street right in where you would have been going if you had not went up top. You would have ran straight into this cart and had to try and get around it. But
Nice.
it's of no consideration.
No concern.
No concern. There we go. That's.
Mhm.
I want to say no coincidence. Like, no, that's not. Okay. Give me a d20 roll for the birds.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
For
What
whatever
do they?
reason, our battle music didn't want to keep going. So
9.
9. All right, we've already had that one, so they have run into no complications.
I mean, they're flying too, so.
All right, so back to the top. Only one guard in pursuit at this point in time, and Salinas, Tanner, Jofreidr, Alfred, you guys are all. Well, Salinas, Tanner, Jofreidr, you guys are kind of pulling away from the group. Alfred, you're not too far behind. Kiesel, Zedri, Percy, you guys kind of slowed up. You guys didn't dash, so you guys are more in the middle. And then there's this guard that is starting to catch up with you guys, but of course he's going to be running into whatever Zedri left for him on this next time. So, Salinas. I will say the only people that you see, Salinas, are Tanner in front of you and Jofreidr and Alfred behind you.
Okay. Trying to think of. Oh. What was the name of the tavern that Percy was
Performing
at?
The Berry Tavern.
The Berry Tavern. Anna, do you know how to get to the Berry Tavern?
Yeah, I know this. Yeah.
Right.
Is that what you want me to...
So Salinas will turn around and point his hand back, and cast message at Percy.
Okay.
Is Percy within 120 feet of me?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. And just say, don't get caught. The rest of us are going to go ahead and meet us at that tavern. So I'm gonna slow down a little bit, but I'm just gonna kind of keep.
Understood.
Okay.
Just keep up pace. In order to not slow down, am I allowed a bonus action?
What do you want to do?
I was more thinking like as I have to pause for that moment to cast my message. Bonus action, Misty Step back up next to Tanner. Right, I keep pace with him. He's still dashing.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I think that's
okay.
fair. Wait a second. Let me back up a second.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, message is a cantrip.
Yeah, that's what I was checking. I'm like, is it? Yeah. I knew Misty Step wasn't, so I wanted to double check that. But yeah, you're good. Give me a D20.
Whew.
14,
Looks
just
like
enough.
That might be a 6.
14 is the threshold, so you're good.
Nice.
Jofreidr, watching Salinas bamf to gain some extra pace on you up at front, but you're running at a leisurely pace anyway. Who cares?
I'm a dash, so I can try and catch up with him. So.
Yeah. Give me a D20.
Headstrong in and see what happens. That can't be it.
Well, it's one we've hit before, so
okay, that is good then, I guess.
give me a dex save as you're going and trying to keep pace, wondering what, bamfing out of place and looking back, trying to keep an eye on where Alfred's at behind you.
Glad I have advantage.
just run into there's an individual comes walking around a corner, and you just roll and able to keep pace since you're kind of going at a little bit slower end. You're able to keep up and not hit the ground. And those lovely danger senses that you have.
Oh,
Yeah.
Spidey sense for tingling. Somebody was coming around that corner, and you're good. Alfred.
Okay, so I have Kiesel and Percy behind me, and Zedri.
Well, Percy's on the roof.
Right.
So, Alfred, you can see the three in front of you, and you would have eyes on Kiesel, Zedri, and Percy behind you.
About how far back are Kiesel and Zedri, I guess, since they're on the ground?
About 30 to 40 feet.
Okay, actually, never mind. Alfred will wait to see if the plant growth slows up the person first. He's gonna just continue and dash, and see how things play out first. He just gotten back up from knocking over this poor mail carrier.
All right. Give me a d20.
Okay. I can do that.
And I guess, are you holding an action, or are you maintaining your full-on haste, dash, super speed that you're now in the front of the pack?
I think he'll want to keep in the sort of like middle area where he can see both parties. But he does want to, like, I guess I'll use an action and stick my hand into the bag of holding and see if I can pull out the long time holding oil slipperiness that we have.
Nice.
Oh.
And see if he'll just like hold it in his hand and continue running.
Okay.
And see if he needs to use it.
All right. That'll bring us to our guard, the one that's pursuing. As he goes to quarter movement, is that what you? As he runs into this mass of what minimal plant growth there is, it emerges and grows far beyond its feeble little minor early spring state, and quickly just grows up right into this guy's feet, pulling at his boots, and he is going to have to make a dex save. With an 11, he fails. He's tripped up, face plants straight into the cobblestone, and he's dazed, laying there on the ground, and there is nobody pursuing you guys any further.
Beautiful. Good work, Sedtree.
He face planted. I was just like, oh yeah, druid shit. Yes.
Yeah.
The one
wanna
time you
turn
bring
into
out
a
the
dog.
plants.
We can do plants and shit. Transformers where we draw the line, though. Transforming from.
I think I got like a magical tumbleweed.
All right. As he goes down, all of you are able to get out of the way and give me a group stealth check with advantage.
Back to the chase.
Turning back to
As we round the corner, there's another group of 4 guards.
Eat my. Oh, forget it. Just start running. You said with advantage?
Yes.
A straight roll.
Look at that straight roll, Alfred.
It's
Ooh.
straight
That's
19.
Wow. Damn. That's
Hell
some
yeah.
solid
3
in a row.
19s. My gosh.
We do not want to be seen. We are tired of running.
It's more so drawing attention to yourself, as you guys have all been running, and that's just like nonchalant, slow up, and get back to a little bit more normal, and don't arouse any suspicion, with the lowest score being a 13 because Jofreidr just draws attention to himself. So, yeah, you're in the clear. Things go back to normal. You're in the more busy, less sick streets of Midbelt and heading your way deeper into the city of Ashmead as Tanner leads you towards Berry Tavern.
Percy will jump down from the roof and join the guys.
The guys.
There's still alleyways kind of between buildings.
Yeah.
Okay. Zedri is going to tap Jofreidr with his staff and just say, "Hey, can I go ahead and lizard you up before we go to the tavern? I kind of regret that I didn't before. You didn't touch anybody, did you?"
I haven't touched anybody. Might be a good idea, yeah.
Okay. All right. Over here, and we'll lead the way. And then
Lizard him up.
cast polymorph on Jofreidr.
We have a
Alright.
container for him? I think we should get a container for him.
Oh,
I can put him in one of my birds.
And a
Oh,
bird. That sounds
please.
really good.
Oh, yes.
Like a little lizard and a bird.
Sure.
Please tell me.
Zedri-
Please tell me putting him in a bird means us getting to watch Lizard Jofreidr be eaten by a metal bird.
I mean,
Or
we
is
can
that-
do that if you would like.
Would that be scary? Would you be terrified? What sort of perspective is that?
I don't want to think about it.
Alfred's going at like a mile a minute. And then all of a
Or
sudden,
Zedri turns me
Ace
into a
Alfred.
lizard. Jofreidr's just gonna look to Zedri and say quietly, kind of not to let anyone else really hear, but he's gonna show his arm and be like, "You may want to hurry."
right. Yeah. I'll get the babies grinded up really quickly. Boop. I'm
take your
gonna
time.
turn him into a lizard.
It's about up to his elbow at this point.
Okay. As he polymorphs into a lizard, does the lizard's leg have an ashy kind of appearance?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
Wait, does that mean animals can get ash rot?
Not
Silver did not
necessarily.
consider this.
Let me wild shape into a dog real quick and check.
Yes, implications.
He's not contracting it as a lizard.
That's an interesting implication. That means that this doesn't have a carrier for ash rot. But if you purposefully infected an animal with ash rot, it could still, the infection could still spread.
In theory.
I feel like you would automatically know if someone is polymorphed or transformed in some way if they have ash rot, because you can't contract it unless you were once human.
Well, why Percy's birds is going to eat the Jofreidr. They won't be able to see the lizard.
Zedri's gonna
Right,
bring him
right.
out in a little cup from his mess kit because he did bring him into like the alley, and we'll just say, if you want to go ahead and take this and hand it over
yes.
to Percy.
So, Snout, the common kestrel, will land and it's gonna just basically just like grab Lizard Jofreidr and eat him. And from Lizard Jofreidr's perspective, you're gonna land in this like little like kind of hollow area inside of Snout that seems to be like used to hold other things occasionally. Just like there's a couple coins in there.
Is there any light source, or is it just like a dark dome?
What?
It's probably just dark in there. I don't think.
Shit. What do you think she has LEDs on the inside of these birds?
Like the inside of her bird is just like LEDs.
It lights up.
There's probably some arcane, like some faint arcane magic in there that might give some light, but
It's RGB.
It reacts like your pitter patters. The lights will follow you.
There's just a DJ
No, it's
who's
attuned
like,
to the
"Sup?"
flutters.
It's a rave inside
Just
there.
a guy
there's like
inside.
some mesh around the wings so that they move naturally, so you get little flashes of light every time snout flaps its wings.
That
Yeah, he's
combined with
gonna
your
close
RGB
his
lighting
eyes.
could be pretty cool.
Since we've kind of slowed and we're being directed over to the Berry Tavern by Tanner, Zidri's just going to look towards everybody and say, I wonder if, whenever I polymorphed Jofreidr into a lizard, he still had the ash rot on, like, one of the limbs. So, could I technically use less of the Etana Berry compress and resolve it before he turns back into, like, full-size Jofreidr? Because then we technically be able to use less.
Do you think that that we will be able to heal him in 30 minutes? Is that all going to take? Because it's probably more going to last for an hour, and we still have to walk to the tavern.
Yeah, that's true. And Zidri's gonna go ahead and take the mortar and pestle, and he's just gonna go ahead and, like, as we're walking, like, just set one of the berries in and get to grinding, because he wants to test out how difficult the rind of this berry is going to be to crack.
Not difficult.
Okay.
It's the interior is like an orange. The exterior is.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
not like you gotta pull
Then,
peel
yeah.
a rind off it. This is a matter of it's just got a very meaty substance to.
Yeah, it's just got a lot of
Great.
pulp.
Okay. Yeah. These Floridians.
Extra pulp.
Yeah, then he'll just go ahead and grind, like, as we're walking. He's on that grind.
Man, love getting some orange juice and chewing it.
All right, you guys make your way through mid-belt, not arousing any suspicion with your lovely bird carrying the barbarian who kept on failing the stealth checks. So he's now not a problem. Make your way through Silver Spires, through Little Garden, choosing Little Garden versus High Belt because Tanner sees it as being a more stealthy, more prone to stealth location. And eventually through Copper Street and into Merchant Way, finding your way to the back door of the Berry Tavern.
Percy will, I guess she can just enter because she is expected as a performer. So she'll open the door, kind of give a look around to see if there's anyone, like, back there who might stop them, or...
Oh, it's pretty quiet. Night's starting to ease in, that you're starting to lose a little bit of daylight. Say by the time you guys are getting to Berry Tavern, you're probably have lost your 30 minutes. If you're attempting to be semi-stealthy going across town.
Yeah, I would assume we were.
So,
Yeah.
maintaining that stealth that you guys had acquired earlier and being nonchalant as you move through. So your 30 minutes, was it 30 minutes or was it an hour? What would he have on our polymorph?
For polymorphs, an hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
How long is your haste is long gone at this point then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a minute.
Just a minute, right?
By the time we started walking over to the
In your
tavern.
guidance you gave yourself? That
Oh,
should be
I
gone,
just
too.
don't think that
That's, like,
got
one
used.
use.
I
Yeah.
don't think it got
Yeah,
like
he used it. It just didn't get put on.
get gone.
Yeah.
Good.
Get got?
English is fun.
All right. So as you reach there, so Jofreidr is nearing. We're on the latter half of the spell with him riding in the bird, but yeah, not a whole lot of supervision or guards or anything protecting the entrance. As you peek inside, you're aware that the room that you were provided as a place that you could get dressed and whatnot isn't probably going to fit 6 of you or 7 of you and some birds. And I mean, I guess you're back down to 6 since there's a lizard and a bird mouth, but 4 would be pretty tight in this room.
A couple of you might want to go ahead and head up front and get some tables with whoever you're meeting here. It's just
Should I keep watch out the back door just in case we have any unexpected guests, or does this place have its own security?
is there security here?
Not a lot. I think based off you scouting things out, this would be the first night that you've actually performed here. You've been at a couple other places before. You were at the Queen's Rising the couple previous nights to this one. This is your transition over to the other high-end establishment in town as you've worked your way up through every place else.
If there is security, it's
a
probably...
bouncer at the door and 1 person inside.
If there is security, they're probably not very good anyway.
I can just make sure that no one's coming after us. I don't mind standing outside for a little bit before the performance gets started, and then I can join the rest of you all inside.
Alfred, would you mind go getting us a table?
I'll go with you, Kiesel. We don't need everyone in the room there. I think we just need, I guess, Zidri, Jofreidr, and yeah, just out of the few of us.
You don't want to meet our friends who are waiting for us inside?
Well, you can go and, just say the rest are about to get there.
I got this. Here's your cloak. Take care of this. I'll go get the table.
As he hands me back the cloak, real quick, have I ever seen the sigil of the Cicatrius family lineage? Is there like a coat of arms or anything that Kiesel would have seen? Even for a moment.
Would you have seen family crest before?
No, Zedri doesn't have anything with the crest. The only thing that he did have is whenever he tried to forge the letter that one time.
Yeah.
And that didn't go over very well. Partially because it was a very bad interpretation of the family crest.
Damn it. Okay. I'm going to take the shit cloak back. I'm going to put it on. I'm actually going to pin because this is what I was used to pinning it to my body. The brooch of shielding. I'm going to pin it back with the brooch of shielding, and then I'm going to look at the boy and say, "Thank you for the shit cloak," and I'm going to whoosh it, and before his very eyeballs, the cloak is going to turn into a nice royal purple with Tellurian design. Very ornate looking cape, going from a shit cape to like the Versace cape, like ultimate, just a stun on him.
I left something in one of the pockets. Can I see it quick?
I'm gonna put my hands in the pockets. Do I feel anything?
No, not that pocket. The other pocket.
I don't know. I wasn't fun yesterday. I don't know if I want you digging through these.
Whatever. Table it is. And he goes straight back, marching off to go secure a table with 12-year-old in a tavern.
Drinking the age is like 8. It's fine. Kiesel's gonna just take a step outside, but just kind of put his back to the door. And as he's cleared it, he's gonna look around in the alley, get the shit off me, and turn it back into a shit cape. Go back to keeping a low profile.
Linus, do you want to give me a hand with our guide?
Yes, I can. Firstly, I'm going to hold you to the duet later. I'll go with Alfred.
All right, so Alfred and Salinas are tagging along, make sure Tanner doesn't get in trouble, leaving Zedri, Mini Jofreidr, Percy, and in the room, and Kiesel keeping watch outside. Got that right?
Think so, yeah.
Snout is gonna start like pretending to cough up, and Percy's gonna just like put her hand on Snout's head and just like, honey, you don't have to do that. It is gonna just like start undoing like a latch hidden under like the feathers and stuff, and open it up, and there's Lizard Jofreidr just sitting in Snout's chest.
Does Lizard Jofreidr look like a lizard, or does he still have like the blonde hair and like the scars on his face and everything?
He looks like a lizard.
Oh.
With
Pretty
blonde
buff
hair and
lizard.
scars on his face.
But you also notice that his arm is now, like, the entire hand and the entire arm all the way up to where it meets with the chest cavity is just completely black at this point.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go ahead and wick fest on this. As we were walking, I tried to grind up one of the Atana berries. How did that go?
Got it ground up.
Did it become like gummy at all? I know you said it was meaty, but like with enough like work and pressure, does it become like goopy? Is it just very thin liquid, or?
If you're not, like, adding anything to it, no, it's maintaining being pretty solid at this point.
Okay.
Like, you got it broke down that it's not in berry form anymore, but it's just kind of like almost coming apart in pieces.
Are Atana berries naturally like acidic, or are they more like sweet?
Not very acidic. There's a little bit of acidity to them, but it's far more on the sweetness end.
Okay. Then Zedri's gonna go ahead and like put his hand over, I guess, a dresser. Guessing that the room is pretty bare, but should at least have that for furniture.
There's a dresser, a mirror, and a small sofa-like bench.
Okay.
A futon without a pad on it.
Just 10 embers are gonna go ahead and alight, and I am going to go ahead and cast Goodberry. As they just kind of slowly form. Looking towards Percy. Hey, so here's the deal. A lot of the medical stuff that I'm aware of is kind of like post-mortem. So in terms of this, are you particularly inclined towards like flora at all?
Not really. I mostly work with metal.
Oh, okay. My question is this. What do you think the ratio is of a Tana berry to good berry?
What's a good berry?
These, and he kind of points at these like blueberry sized. They very much like visually match kind of the Atana berries, but they're just much smaller, and they have kind of like that little blooming cap to them.
Are they like the same family of plant?
No.
I would say they wouldn't have any correlation at all.
Well, in terms of like thinning it out, like, do I just huck a loogie into the pestle, or?
I mean, I doubt that. That one sounds wrong. Perhaps just like if the good berries have like juice, you can turn it into kind of like a potion or a salve, or
Yeah, it's supposed to be a compress, so Zedri's just gonna pick up one of the good berries and like just squeeze it, and he's just gonna go ahead and like let it kind of drop, and then try to mix it in, see if that thins it out at all.
Yeah. You got it a little bit more. It's not like meshing together very well, but you have got it so that it's at least got a little more dampness to it and the ability to maybe try and start to get something going.
Okay. Second good berry then.
Give me a medicine check.
Yep, we're just measuring, we're just eyeballing here, so
can Percy like start going through the drawers and stuff and see if she can find any like as like towels or cloth or anything that we can maybe like put the mixture on before we put it on Jofreidr?
Give me an investigation
Okay.
to go with his awful medicine. Not terribly much better, but but you're just looking for towels in a room. So with an 11, yeah, you're able to find a few towels, some linens.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, it's like some little hand towels,
Can I
presumably
use
for
my
maybe dealing with
inspiration
makeup.
to let Zedri reroll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are
I'm
very
gonna do that,
kind, Lizard
'cause that's kind of
Jofreidr.
important.
Just a little bit.
He
Like,
looks
you
at
see
you.
this little lizard head just staring up at you, and you just see in the
Nice.
eyes, like, you can just feel your fear saying, "You can do this, Zedri. You got this."
Did that lizard just
Meh.
wink at me?
Starts flicking his tongue around.
While you're doing this, I'm going to get ready. He's gonna take off her hat. He's gonna set it down. He's like, "All right, Quince, you know what to do." And Quince is just gonna like puff up, and like somehow its metal feathers are like fluffy, and is gonna start like using its body to dust off her hat as she takes off like her coat, and she's like, "Don't look at me, either of you." And she's gonna turn around and like start taking off her shirt so she can change it because it's sweaty. She's just gonna get just put on like a nicer blouse and corset.
All right. Just because this is fun. Zedri and Lizard Jofreidr, roll me a d20 in the tower before you roll. Roll me a stealth roll if you are or just a straight d20 if you're not. So no one will know but you what you did. Well, and
The
me,
DM.
but all right. I'll DM you what your response is. All right. So the 19 that we've switched to with our medicine check. Making a lot more progress than your 7 was getting you to. You're actually able to get this to start to break down, start to mesh. There's a little bit of acidity with the good berries, so you start to kind of get it to break down a little bit better. Not really sure how you're going to get this to a paste. With a 19, you're just not really convinced you could put this into any sort of a paste to make a poultice out of, unless you find something else to add to it.
Could I go through my herbalism kit and see if there's any just like base plants that might act as like a thickening agent? Anything specifically with like a waxiness to it?
You can give me a roll with your herbalism kit.
Yeah, I can. Oh my gosh. Here's what I would like to do. I would like to go ahead and kind of like putting out all of the little tiny vials of things, just kind of like look over them and be like, oh my gosh, I know that I should probably be praying to Briora about this, but in fairness, if you can go ahead and help out, and I would like to go ahead and wish for blessing from Infernus.
Okay.
Yes.
And first you give me a perception.
Okay.
So it'll be this.
Her back is currently turned to them as well, so she's.
Yeah.
So then I need to make a. Okay, this would be a dexterity check with. Oh, how do artisan tools work?
Do you not have them in your list yet?
I have the herbalism kit, but it's not under my skills.
Well, let's just change them.
Okie dokie. There we go. It's in there now. Okay. And then I get
That's
to
easy.
add my proficiency bonus.
We both hit it at the same time.
I
so
will
you
gladly
went
take
to
a plus
expertise.
8. Okay. So. Oh yes, we needed that.
God, those twos are haunting us tonight.
We're either rolling good, or we might as well not be rolling.
Okay,
Going-
so let me back up for a second. You issued a prayer to Infernus, or you wanted to use your blessing?
I'm asking, praying for the blessing of Infernus.
Because you get the blessing is just is an
Is a
additional.
D4, but the blessing of
D4.
Infernus specifically is with artisan tools. That's the one that has the DC to it.
Okay, so you need to roll the DC part first to see if you.
Would that be? Oh, so not just a piety check?
Yeah, you got to roll
Oh,
a
yeah,
piety
piety
check.
check.
Oh yeah,
Or-
sorry, I didn't see that you had the piety check.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. My bad. Missed that. So, okay, yeah, 33. Yeah, no problem. Okay, 24 with the herbalism kit. Yeah, you think you probably have some of these things. Some of these that are got a little bit more substance to them. You could probably add them to get a little bit more, almost like a rebar to concrete, adding a little bit of structure and base to things. But you still feel like you need something for a pretty basic agent. You need to add to get it to paste format.
Okay.
You can give me another herbalism kit roll, or you can give me a medicine check roll. Either one.
Both are the same.
Does he need like some flour?
I looked
Yeah,
at
that's
it.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I have a mess kit, but that only is forks, knives, and like a little bowl.
Mm.
13. Yeah, Alfred seems to be on the right track. That would probably be a good element to use. Just some base flour. I wonder where you could get flour when you're in a tavern.
Probably next door at the flower shop.
The botanist must have flour.
I don't know how roses would help us, or any like tulips or whatnot. I don't think those would help.
Yeah. Zidru will go ahead and kind of go down to like Jofreidr's level, like eyes to eyes, and just be like, okay, I'm going to need you to stay here just for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get some thickening agent, and then we'll be good to go, and I can go ahead and get you poultice step.
He just bobs his head up and down.
Great. Turn towards Percy, who presumably has finished at this point.
Yeah, she has her shirt on. She's just basically she's like wearing this like big sleeved white blouse, low cut.
Oh, you changed. I need to go get a little bit of flour for the application. Just something to kind of thicken it up a little bit.
All right.
Cool. Just don't touch him. And Zidru will kind of like
Wasn't
stand
going
up
to.
and head out of the room.
Which, by the way, Percy, you did not notice anybody doing any inappropriate peeking.
She wouldn't care if they did anyway. She just told them not to.
It's about principle.
Yeah.
What
But
did
she
I
like
say?
is lacing up her belt and is like, all right. Then she's gonna sit down, grab like a polishing cloth and start polishing Snout's head. Start giving her birds a little touch up.
Okay. So as you finish up your things, Zidri goes off to get his flour, and you're getting ready for your evening performance at the Berry Tavern. Lizard Jofreidr head bobbing on the table to what little of the RGB rave lights he can still see going on inside the bird.
Starling like lands next to him and is kind of also doing the same head bobbing thing.
We get dancing lizards and birds. The rest of you heading off to Kiesel, keeping watch at the door while the other three are heading in. Seems like probably a good spot. We're a little bit past due for break, so why don't we take a quick break and come back to Percy's performance in the tavern. Tanner, Alfred, and Salinas make their way into the Berry Tavern. Guard at the door doesn't give anybody any trouble, just kind of gives you guys a once over. Doesn't seem to notice any weapons, so doesn't seem to care. You walk in, it's still pretty early. Finding a table is not an issue. Giving a quick scan of the room, you just don't notice any sign of Ercilia or any other her party. It's a pretty dead crowd at the moment. A few people at the bar, some of the more uppity ups of the community, a few very nobly dressed individuals. But place is yours to pick where you want to go. This is always the best laid plans of a DM when you have an idea as to where the session's going to go, and within the first 15 minutes, we're going someplace else. The Berry Tavern.
Surprise
Is it?
chasing.
Yeah.
It's a lovely stone block building, clay tiled roof, just a single story, as been previously noted. It's not an inn, it's just a tavern. There's no rooms to rent, and pretty nice location inside. The stone blocks on the outside have etchings on the inside that some reliefs and designs that are carved into those stones to kind of give it just a little bit more artistic and upper level decor inside. A stone floor as well, but some animal pelts spread across to kind of give it a little bit more warmth, take away from the drabness of the stone on its own. 11-foot tall ceilings, just as Edry's aware. And quickly able to ascertain where the name the Berry Tavern comes from is everything, all of the decor, the reliefs, the etchings, the woodwork inside are all designed with like vine work woven into it. And then within that vine work is little berries on all the vines, which are then painted to really stand out and show these very ivy vine berry motif that they've established here. In the center of the room is a big central circular hearth that then feeds to a chimney going up out of the top. And the room is full of the smell of cooking meat and with the few people that are in here, a very calm, relaxed atmosphere. Currently, no form of entertainment being put on. There's no music or anything like that, just some people sipping their drinks. You kind of get the impression from the few nobles sitting at tables that they are probably awaiting the night's entertainment that you're aware is to come. And yeah, you three not being, well, I guess Tanner might know some things, but Salinas and Alfred not being from this area, not really knowing this place or anything like that. It's just taking the smell of the cooked, most likely poultry.
Is there a table that looks like it's close by where the stage would be?
Yeah, you're able to get a table pretty close to it. There's
Yeah.
about 3 set out right around that area. And that's the other 2 are the ones where you see the couple noble couples sitting there.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a free table, I'll direct Tanner and say, hey, Tanner, let's
On it.
grab this table.
On it.
Oh,
Got it.
perfect. Salinas, I'll go get us something to eat, I guess. We're just waiting around.
Or this is it's fine. No, he really reminds me of my younger sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
In
it's
what way?
just the just in the way so many kids are when they're that age. The energy, the confidence that they know what they are doing and trying to impress those older than them.
Right, that boisterous attitude. No, honestly, now that you say it, he is honestly like my younger brother as well. Um, always getting up into some other shit or nonsense as well. um, oh god, I wonder how he's doing now.
Yeah. No, it would. Probably old enough that she's performing here soon.
Oh really? What does she play?
Uh, uh, she isn't really uh,
Oh,
she
not an
never got
instrument.
into. No, she never got into the instrumentals. She was training with the acrobats. Yeah.
Oh
I don't know if
wow.
you I don't know if you remember, but there was a trapeze. That's usually my cousins, but she got into that. She never really took to the music portion.
No, I do remember it. It was quite fantastic. I
Well,
didn't realize people could bend that way in the air. It kind of bends or breaks the laws of physics, it seems. But no, that's really cool. Uh, performing in a place like this, it seems a little cramped for such things, though.
no, I mean, we have the tent. Probably,
Oh, right. You just mean like in the city proper.
yeah. I wonder where they are at this point.
Is there some sort of I guess route that y'all take?
Well, there was in Averia, in Toloria, but they were in Baral for the first time ever, so not really a route there yet.
Hmm. I wonder what would cause them to, I guess, go off the normal schedule.
Well, they got what I remember. They got offered good, a large sum of money. Um,
Oh, well, that'll do it.
yeah. I hope they aren't getting caught up in this border conflict between Rawl. They were like your sister.
Right. No, I hope there's no border conflict at all, actually. Um, Alfred's gonna get up from the table and walk over to the bar. Uh, who's the individual that's tending right now?
So as you head over to the bar, you quickly find that Tanner is already at the bar. He's got 3 mugs all squished together, and he's pulling them together like tenuously, trying to carry these 3 mugs together over to your guys' table.
Alfred will like eyes wide as dinner plates, like try and catch everything and support it as best he can before Tanner drops a single one of them. Well, thank you. I think I got it. Appreciate you, Tanner. What did you get us?
Oh, just how special. Some nice ales.
How much was this? I'll give you the money back for it. You don't need to
Oh,
buy
no,
us.
don't worry about it. Got a little bit saved up in the coffers, and I'll take care of it. New friends. Uh,
Alfred's gonna shake his head.
you
He'll
can get
get
the next round.
right, sure. I'll get the next round. He'll put the mugs down on the table, one next to Selena's, and then he's gonna try and like reach into his pocket, grab like 2 gold or He'll grab a gold and like slip it into Tanner's pocket if he can.
Alright, give me a sleight of hand.
All right, I guess.
Ooh, it's gonna have to be good.
Got a +7.
Got a shot. How perceptive is Tanner there, AJ?
He has glasses, so I would like to think very much. I feel like that gives you a natural addition to your perception.
Oh.
Wisdom score of 8. Wisdom score of 8.
Alright, well, he rolled super well, but we'll say that you just beat him because he rolled an 18, but I'm only gonna give him a +1 modifier, so he is a 12-year-old. So 19 to your 20, you're able to you notice like his hand goes back and like touches his pocket, but he doesn't actually put his hand in his pocket to actually notice anything, and just goes back to grabbing his ale and positioning it in front of himself. Doesn't drink it, just puts it in front of himself.
Tanner, how long have you been drinking? What kind of drinks do you like?
I mean, how long I've been drinking? I mean, we just got here, so I haven't been drinking yet. But
No, I mean,
Oh my
I mean,
god, he's
I've been.
precious.
Sorry, maybe I misworded that. I've been drinking for I guess like 7 years now. So how long have you been drinking? Like,
yeah, I don't really keep track. I mean, it's just, you know, opportunity strikes to be able to get drinks, and passing as a halfling fireheart comes in handy sometimes.
right.
Insight.
What kind of drinks do you like?
Go ahead.
How many?
I mean,
how
yeah,
long has he been
whatever.
drinking?
I'm pretty open to whatever I can find. But there's some good ales here, and with an 18 insight, oh yeah, he's full of shit. Completely full of shit. He's never touched anything. That's why it's not being drunk at the moment. So it's just like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Alfred will just look
Like
at
a variety.
Salinas. Just look at him.
Cleanus would just raise his eyebrow at Tanner and just kind of side eye
Bubbles are great.
Alfred.
All right, well, cheers. Thanks for the round.
He's just putting
Alfred.
his hand on top of the foam, on top of the mug. Just like, bubbles are great.
Tanner, you don't want to put your hand there. You're gonna drink that.
My hands are clean. Wipes them off. 12-year-old hygiene skills.
Alfred raises his mug towards Tanner.
We're trying to get the 12-year-old to drink.
He goes.
Don't worry, I have the instant
clinks
hangover.
wooden mugs with you.
Instant hangover cure.
Alfred will look at Salinas. All right.
Oh, food. Let me go get the food.
Right, the food. Right. Go get the food really quick.
As Alfred, as much as this is entertaining, I am.
I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him drink, Salinas. I just wanted to see how long. Come
Yes,
on, he seems so into it.
Yes. I am.
I think Zedri would kill me.
No, he would actually strangle you with his bare hands.
I would be cremated. Blessings be in furnace, but I don't want to end up quite there quite yet.
Quite frankly, I am really hoping Ursilia knows how to get to the Ashen Market. I am not willing to let that Maddox lead go quite yet.
No, I hope so as well. It's quite concerning the coincidences that have befallen us.
Yes.
And I guess
Yeah.
too many coincidences at once is not a coincidence anymore.
Correct. Just have. Yeah, and we haven't even, the two of us haven't even figured out how we're going to get up to our sponsorship to go see the Oracle.
One thing at a time, Salinas. I'm still trying to figure out if we're gonna have to lop off Jofreidr's arm.
That's not going to happen. And my brain just decides to handle all the problems at once. I can't help it. I have to deal with everything.
Selena's is me.
Well, Salinas, I understand. I mean, I kind of feel that way sometimes as well, but when working on the forge, I've learned that you have to focus on the piece in front of you while it's hot, and that's the only thing that you can focus on. If you try and work on something while it's cold or anything else really, if you walk away, the piece in front of you will become cold as well.
Yes, but what if the working on the piece in front of you, thing that's in the fire melts?
Don't stick another piece in the fire?
Alright, I'll just go tell the plague to go put on pause so we can handle one thing at a time.
Well, Salinas, as much as we think we can't actually multitask. We only have 24 hours in a. Do we have 24 hours in a day?
Very important question.
Canonically.
We only have 24 hours in a day, and you have to spend them wisely. I mean, if you're
Yes.
talking to me now, you can't do anything else, right? Like you can't go off and find anyone. You can't go off to the market. You have to sit down here and talk with me, right?
Fair enough, but
Well,
that is my problem. We are just sitting here, and this. No offense. This is a lovely conversation, but I'm worried about pressing matters.
right, but we're taking care of Jofreidr right now, and I guess our part in this is to keep ourselves intact and I guess wait for our time. So we need to rest and I mean maybe not rest, but we've got food coming, so let's eat a little, get a little bit of strength, and then when we have the opportunity to, we'll be done with Jofreidr and we can go take care of the rest of the plague or figure out what we're gonna do about the Oracle, and it'll come.
I just hope we are prepared when it does.
On that note. Oh, go ahead, Albert.
Just saying, me too. But on that note,
Give me a stealth check, unless you're going to just like outright walk up to the cook and ask for a flower.
Of course, Cedric's doing that. What?
Okay.
Why would I steal? What?
yeah, no. Cedric would obviously
You're
walk
just
up and say,
quarantined,
"Excuse me, sir,
so-
please, can I bother you for one moment? I need just a cup of flour."
Zedri's on the warpath over to the. I guess does the kitchen sit behind the bar?
Yeah, it's a separate room off the back. Actually, quite a few rooms in this building between the dressing room that you guys are in, a couple other rooms down that hallway, but then you eventually wind your way back up to this, what you presume to be the kitchen based off the amount of activity coming from it. Find back there going in, picking up some different meats. You're hit with the same smell that they had when they walked in, the smell of cooked meats, most likely some sort of poultry, and a little bit of the smell of baked bread too. Just a nice reassuring feeling to the person looking for flowers or so.
Yeah, Zedri kind of takes in all of the smells, and then he's gonna stop himself. He's gonna knock, like he's gonna step in, but like knock on the door frame to like go ahead and show that he's entered.
Orders would be out in a moment.
No, don't need any orders. I only need one thing. So if you have like some sort of thickening agent, like flour, if you have like cornstarch, we can like mix it with water and make like a slurry. Or I mean, honestly, if you're cooking chicken, if you have like a roux, although I'm not very inclined to use like fat inside of the compress.
Who are you? What are we talking about?
I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry. Percy needed some just some refreshments before. I just needed to go ahead and get some flour for her performance.
Percy? Who's Percy?
The performer from the stage, the one who's performing here tonight.
Yeah, you need what?
A flour.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess I've gotten stranger requests. Goes and takes a small bowl, scoops up some flour out of a sack on the floor, and here you go.
Thank you so much. You know how artists are. I gotta go ahead and get back. And Street just immediately turns over his shoulder.
He just kind of gives a dazed look as he slowly turns back to his cooking. Whatever. All right, making your way back to the dressing room, I suppose. And
If do we have to go through like the main space in order to get to the kitchen? Okay, cool, awesome. Then yeah, Zedri will get back. He'll go ahead and like feel the flour, how thin it is, and then he'll go ahead and just add like the tiniest bit to it to try to thicken it up.
All right, give me one more medicine or herbalism check here.
Okay.
Got this.
Okay.
Yeah, you got
Solid. 21. Yeah, you're able to finally get it into a pretty good paste format texture that you think we got enough here. You could probably coat all of Blizzard Jofreidr.
Like just based him in it? Wait, what do you mean? Like just
Based him?
the whole body, or
You could just pretty much
Dip
just,
in
like,
sauce.
make him either put him in a cast or dip him and fry him, whatever you want to do.
okay? Jeez, crazy! I don't have any egg yolks.
Say, to get to this point, you probably ended up using about half the berries.
So 3 of them. Okay. Yeah. Zedri's going to kind of like think. He's gonna go ahead and cut one of the Atana berries in half. He is going to go ahead and kind of like crush it up with a good berry, and he is going to pop it. And he's going to look at Jofreidr and just say, I need to go ahead and take preventative measures because I haven't had any Atana berries in quite a while. And just in case. Then, yeah, Zedri will go ahead and drop concentration on polymorph.
Jofreidr appears laying on the table.
Head bobbing still.
Oh, that was different.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so here's what I was running through in my head. I thought that I could like just go ahead and coach you as like a lizard and then things would be fine, but the way that polymorph works is kind of weird. It's like whenever I like turn into creatures and like if I ever just got like stomped on as like a wolf, like I still turn into me. So like I don't know if it's really just like a pseudo form or if it's like truly what you are becoming. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it to you as Jofreidr.
Made sense to me.
Great. I'm going to go ahead and dip some bandages in the Atanaberry mixture, and I'm going to try to make a compress for like his arm. It's bad, isn't it? It's progressed on his body.
Yeah. It's his entire arm all the way up over the shoulder and is starting to kind of leach towards the neck.
Yeah. So especially trying to like get those points and then kind of just like straining out like the juices a little bit and like pushing them down to like wetten the bandages further down his arm.
Yeah, as you work through it and start, because of the amount that it is spread to, you ultimately faced with the problem of you're going to have to use up the rest of the berries to make enough.
Okay. Even the other half.
We'll say just the 5 whole ones.
All I need is half. Yes, I will go ahead and use the 5 Atana berries.
Jofreidr's watching as you're doing this. He's like, well, this works. Otherwise, there's only one other cut we can make.
No, we're not. It's literally at your neck. You're going to have to like diagonally just cut across. All you're going to have is an arm. Ironically, you would have originally lost an arm. Now all you will have is an arm because of the way that we have to kind of like cut around it. It's just leached too far.
I figured maybe right here and then carry me around for a little lot or something.
You know, I'm saving my diamonds for something else.
I would nearly consider that one an insult.
I think that you should be good though.
We've saved each other many times. It's quite all right. I understand.
Thank you, Percy, for letting us use this space in order to do a little bit of triage.
No problem.
Yes, hopefully I get to come watch your show.
Well, I'm going to put on my makeup and then head out and let you two finish up whatever this is.
Question.
And yes.
Do you powder your face at all?
Like use blush?
Yeah.
Not particularly, no.
Okay. Well, tonight you might have to because I kind of said something. And he's going to push the bowl of flour like towards Percy.
I have an idea, and she'll pick it up and put it inside of Snout's little area. I have an idea.
That works. I mean, a single pinch, the cook would probably kill me, but best part of lies having a little bit of truth to it, right?
Of course. So
Learn from the best.
you two have fun. I hope you manage to save his life.
I hope so. She's just like hit with the realization, like that's a really heavy. Yeah, no, I really hope that he's good too. Immediately looking over, kind of any of the part where the juices have kind of hit, especially like down near his hand. Does it look like the ashen kind of texture is starting to like starting to fade away? I'm so sorry. No, that's not what I was saying.
I'm hearing.
Starting to fade away, or is it kind of still sticking? Like, is it instantaneous or?
No, it seems like it's going to take a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, you start to notice more so the areas you address that are at the furthest reaches, like the stuff that's the most recent, starts to recede quicker than the rest of it. Jofreidr, give me a con save.
And
How's your
do this.
How's your immune system?
No.
Oh,
No.
It was almost that
Wait,
19.
You know
You're
what?
just, like,
I'm.
Looking down, watching as he's applying all this stuff, and it's like,
Can I redeem channel points to give him a reroll?
No, we decided
Oh.
that we're not
Okay.
going to let you guys redeem on each other. If somebody out there wants to, out there in Twitch land, wants to go and redeem channel points for a reroll or inspiration, they can.
I'm sorry, I tried.
If I watch while I'm up in Chattanooga, can I? Am I out the door?
If you're not participating at the time, yes. Anyway, with a 9, and not seeing a reroll coming from chat at the moment, so with a 9, Jofreidr, as you're looking down, watching as he's putting this stuff, it's like, look up, and who the hell is this? Who's putting this stuff on you? She's looking. It's like it looks like a dragon person. This person's got a long dragon face, long claws. Is going into like almost looks like he's gonna try and rip your arm off.
Oh, he's tripping. He's losing it.
Oh no.
This is why I asked if the
Dragonborn
berries
do
were
exist,
acid.
right? Dragonborn do exist in this world, right?
No, they do not.
No? Oh.
No, this is like some weird dragon-looking person.
Don't kill me like your dad.
Well, that was a line.
That's no. His dad killed a dragon. Wait. He didn't kill his dad.
The explanation
no.
is even worse.
His dad would just obliterate him, probably. Oh, okay. Well. Yeah, he would probably stand up and move away. Like, looking at it kind of funny and more confused than anything, probably.
Andrew?
I was able to complete the compress, like put it on him, or
You've got the compresses up, going down like halfway down his shoulder at this point,
okay.
starting from the furthest reaches.
Yeah, Zedric's just gonna noticing like Jofreidr kind of like step away. Is it possible to maybe detect like what kind of emotions he's feeling? Like if he's just
Give me an insight with the minimal reactions given. I'm gonna say it's disadvantage.
I'd probably say, what are you?
disadvantage in sight. Absolutely.
Not
That's
bad.
Decent.
Disadvantage 15. Based off of what you know about progression of symptoms that you guys learned when you guys were first going through the district, you have a pretty good idea that he's having some sort of visual hallucination at this point.
Okay. Zedric's gonna try to do the safest thing possible, and he's gonna put his hands up, and he's just gonna say, "Hey, Jofreidr, it's me, Zedric. I'm gonna have to go ahead and still like press a little bit more to go ahead and progress the salve further down. I just want to be clear about that."
You hear his voice. Everything's very clear. There's no auditory hallucination to this, so you hear Zedri's voice, but it's this weird dragon creature going and like waving their arms kind of frantically as he's saying this.
I didn't know you could turn into a dragon thing. These crazy claws. I don't see how that's helping in this situation, but whatever you must do, I suppose.
I'm not
Oh,
doing it.
I've seen the claws before.
Yes, I've done claws before. You had them for a brief while too, whenever we got infected with the spores, right? Yeah.
That was a bit different.
Okay, just trying to relate to you. I'm gonna go ahead and work on it now, and Zedric will go in very slowly. But yeah, try to
As you
just
watch,
progress
he
it.
approaches, it's Zedri's voice again, very soothing, very calm, as he goes and starts taking a saw to start cutting your arm off.
I do not think a saw is quite necessary. I thought we were going to see if this was working. Plus, it's way past the arm at this point.
Okay, can you just close your eyes at this point? Just like, it seems like you're hearing me, right? Are you smelling anything weird? Do you feel any sensations in your fingers? How are the rest of your senses doing?
you're looking down and looking at your arm, it's like it's you. Your senses are trying to make your mind's trying to make sense of all these different interactions that don't match up, and you catch a waft as Percy's getting ready to head out the door to go take care of her show. Get just a little bit of a whiff of that cooking meat, and as you look down, it's like there's like smoke radiating off your arm, like your arm is cooking, and it's not a saw anymore. Now it's basting you.
Is my arm smoking? Is it supposed to do that?
Once again, I think it's probably best if you just close your eyes right now. I can't personally move my hand towards your face because you're seeing claws, and I don't want to deal with the potential threats of me trying to move claws up towards your eyelids.
He'll
Looking
close
at
his
him
eyes.
as he speaks, just before you go to getting prepared to close your eyes, you see it's got purple eyes, full purple eyes, gem-like, reminiscent of a certain unfortunate encounter all that time ago back in the Dreamer's End Tavern.
I knew you could like transform into different things and stuff, but you know, I didn't know you could like change the details on the move. It's quite interesting.
Honestly, can you just like fall asleep? Can you just...
You little like, you know. Never mind.
What?
Well, you have purple eyes, like
Nope, swing to miss. Don't have purple eyes. I'm not wearing contacts, I promise you.
Or
Jofreidr.
contacts.
I'm really trying to... Purple eyes? What?
yeah, Jofreidr will close his eyes.
As you continue to smell the nice smell of cooking meat and hear Cedric calming you, attempting to explain things, but with your eyes closed, don't see anything out of the ordinary. Cedric, you watch as you start to see some progress as the skin starts to clear up little by little.
Yay!
Is there any possibility to know if this compress is going to like penetrate beneath like the first layer of like epidermis and like soak down into so that it could alleviate if this is like in his bloodstream or anything like that?
Is your finger
So-
still coughing?
Slower,
Biology.
not as
Biology.
much. The penetrating the dermis is really not a problem because as you put it on there, it's like it almost starts to collapse in and on itself.
Okay, so it
because
does
it's
seem
flaking
like
so, yeah, you're getting down to muscle.
Yeah, no, as Cedric's going through, like, there is a point where he just kind of, like, stops on, like, Jofreidr's muscle, and he's like, holy shit. And he just, like, keeps on going, like, down his arm.
Like, imagine like a super charred log and it's like all broken
Mhm.
apart kind of thing.
Yeah, a piece
Yeah.
of charcoal falling off.
If it's not touched, it stays pretty solid in its place. But once you put pressure on it to put these things on, it just like crunches down a little bit.
Okay. That's visceral.
But you're making progress. It is improving.
Okay.
Percy, do you set off to do your performance?
Yeah, she's gonna go and start heading for the stage.
Can
Reaching out.
I?
Kiesel, you're still guarding the door. What are you doing?
I'm perceiving.
Give me a perception check. I'll give you advantage on it too if you.
I'm not gonna see it, and that's why he's gonna give me advantage. And nothing gonna be there.
Roll.
19 starts to be a little bit of a crowd gathering. People heading towards the front of the house. And don't really hear much activity coming from inside to suggest there's any problems inside. Looks like all the activity is centered towards arriving for this performance. With a 19, you also spy your intended companions for the evening arriving.
Okay. Mental check. Kiesel's gonna take his little book and start, just writing down hidden black market. Sedry, little brother. Aunt? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Jofreidr's arm. Subpoint might need to find a new one? Question mark. Okay. And Kiesel will put all that away. Take out one of his little tobacco sticks. The 2 or 3 that he has left again. After taking a deep breath and after the run that we had, he's going to take a couple drags. Really, it's helping him keep warm, but it does help with some clarity of the mind. As he kind of sits there, he feels his blood pressure raise a little bit, kind of back to it. Gonna look around. And just on the armor, just do a quick toss it out. Not a good look to have in front of little kids. Pull this thing out yet again. Maddox. GNOME question mark. Dwarf question mark. Halfling question mark. Scratch out 2 of those. Put it back. And I'm going to peek back into the room. I've been out here the whole time as this has been happening. Perceiving, watching the crowd build up, taking a smoke, writing the notes, writing in the notes again. So by the time I decide to take a peek back in, there's nobody who's been chasing us. Would I be watching everybody leave the back area? Would I be watching Jofreidr like doing this and Zedri just applying the goop?
So I got you on the door into the building, which is not the door into the room, but as you peek in, you'd be seeing Percy head down the hallway towards the front of house.
Towards the front of house. So am I on the side of the building or am I next to the entrance?
You're on the side of the building near the back door that came in. Yeah.
Okay.
And on your notes, gnomes don't exist, so you only wrote down 2 and scratched out 1, I'll presume.
I think Kiesel's made up gnome and has been...
It could be.
I think he has called things GONMESs before, but I don't think that's been a
halflings.
One of those things, but Kiesel has straight up made up what a gnome is. So I'm pretty sure, just because I can't keep it straight in my head. But okay, so I'm gonna go back inside. Can I go back in that like dressing room door?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Percy is headed towards the stage. Is there anybody left in this room, or is there just...
Yeah, Jofreidr and Zedri are in there.
Okay.
Jofreidr with his eyes clenched shut and these compresses all running down his arm.
He's not doing well, is he?
He's having slight hallucinations. Do you want to see what he sees you as?
If it involves me getting my head removed from the rest of my shoulders, I don't know.
No, he said I was a dragon, so...
Well, can we just make sure his axe is away from him so we don't, scare him?
It's on my back.
Okay, well then we're not touching that. Hey, buddy, how you feeling? How you doing?
How am I feeling?
How's he doing?
Yeah, I'll open my eyes.
Okay. Open your eyes. There is a 5'10"
Average height.
frog standing there, just, hey, buddy. This big, wide mouth, little bit, just looks like it should be a croak, but
Jeez, Zedra, you can summon giant talking frogs now.
You're a frog.
I mean,
Oh.
I knew you could do some interesting things, but that's a bit odd. I
I think my favorite part is how mild his reactions are.
Zedri's
It's like-
laughing so hard. He's just deadpan about it.
I'll turn back to Zedri and well, it's not scaring him at least. So should we have him watch the performance, or should he just stay back here? Oh, maybe we should have him watch the performance.
Honestly, getting descriptions on what's going on with the performance would be much better coming from Jofreidr's perception.
Oh, I can write all that shit down too. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, there's also like bare muscle underneath these, and he'll kind of like gesture towards like the arm. Just once again, the might of Jofreidr's muscle as he has to like move his hands.
That's that's gonna scav over quite nasty.
he watches the dragon being just like goes and starts poking you with a hot stick at your arms, just kind of like poking things out as the frog just looks over, big beady eyes, and just yapping with Kiesel's voice.
Does the stick actually feel hot?
No, just feel a little bit of pressure. Very, very minimal.
Not sure why you're poking me with a glowing stick now, but I suppose if that's gonna fit this.
Okay, so we've kind of gone through things. You're still hearing everything all right. You are seeing things. Do you have any tastes in your mouth at all?
Are you thirsty?
Up to you.
I could go for some mead.
How about some water? And I want to give him the water skin that I have. Do you mind opening your mouth? I can just pour it. Not that I don't want you to touch it. I just don't
Pulls
know
out
how.
a vial of what some really weird bubbling looking, looks like acid.
Doesn't look like
Holding
water
it
to
up.
me.
Well, I can assure you, I also don't look like a frog once all of this is worn off. So,
I'd prefer to wait till then.
it's fine by me. How about some rations? Are you hungry? I have some dried meat from. Oh, actually, God knows how old this shit is. We'll get you some fresh meat and mead.
Maybe I'll just close my eyes again.
Zedri will kind of lean back, even though the closed eyes do not close his ears, and just say, I think it's so interesting what he's saying, though. Because honestly, the fact that you're a giant frog, I mean, you remember whenever we were in the town and he drank that potion and then he, like, croaked. And, I mean, he also told us about, like, his tribe and everything like that. So I truly wonder if it's, like, based on, like, memories that he has and things like that.
Do you think we could weaponize this? Or at least have this in such a way that Alfred or, Percy could take vials of this and we could throw splash potions at people and start making them think that they see frogs. And as a, like if we were getting chased and we made the guards hallucinate, they wouldn't have chased us anymore. They would have started running away from us.
If we weaponize this, we would be creating, like, you would be giving people actively ash rot.
Well, no, not weaponizing the ash rod, but weaponizing like minor illusion in just a bottle or a vial or something, a minor hallucination.
I've actually been working a little bit with, sometimes whenever it's hot outside and it looks like the ground is kind of like wavering ever so slightly, I feel like I can control temperatures enough to kind of create like a sort of like hallucination of like terrain.
Get the fuck out. No way.
It's not very helpful because it takes a little while to like alter the temperatures and stuff.
At home, we have these mushrooms we eat at festivals. They do those kinds of things and get really energetic and want to go out and do things. Like, feel really strong and undefeatable sometimes.
Yeah, but usually with those kind of things that make you feel all strong, they kind of run through you real quick, and then you're shitting in the woods for like 10 hours.
I don't know, you normally pass out afterwards, so whatever happens in your sleep.
If you poop in your sleep, do you poop in real life? That's always been a question, especially when you're in prison that people like to worry about. Like if you shit yourself in your dreams, do you die in real life?
Prison bed home is a little different. You're kind of tied up in a cell by yourself, so.
Oh no, it was like a community thing. We were like breaking rocks with smaller rocks, or small rocks with big rocks. Oh
No,
man,
they more or less forget about you there for a little while.
that's how it felt. That's how it felt. So should we watch him, or should we all go out? Like, I mean, I'm okay sitting back here. No offense to Percy, but someone's got to make sure Jofreidr doesn't croak. No pun intended to the frog seat, man.
Yeah, we've been through that already.
As Jofreidr, like you had said, it's kind of like peeling away. Is it sloughing off? Does it seem like it's still held beneath the compresses and it's kind of like pulling off, or is it literally dissipating like on site? Like there's no trace of it.
It's dissipating.
Okay.
Basically, just like, yeah, almost liquefying and
Returns
merging,
with
like
normal state.
peeling up the mostly muscle with a little bit of skin that's starting to come back in places.
Is it bubbling like a hydrogen peroxide?
No.
It's like cracky, like when I'm at work and I have some dry dough and I spray it with some water and it has like little tectonic plates where it's still dry, but it has like the wet parts like beneath it.
Ugh. Biology.
Just a non-Newtonian fluid. If I slap it with force, then it's hard. But if not, it's just liquid.
Arm just goes.
We're not.
And if you
testing
turn, and if you turn it into a living being, it has emotions.
This
No man to deal with the ethics of his arm.
If we
Having
observe it,
feeling?
does it heal faster versus not observing it?
I
Still
healed
watch
A
pod.
Newtonian,
yeah, an arm that's washed heals longer.
a Newtonian arm.
Well, then Kiesel will take out his notebook and scratch out, find Jofreidr a new arm before putting it back. I've been keeping notes on day-to-day things.
Oh, okay. Do you have a lot going right now? Seems like we're kind of in a shitstorm in the middle of my hometown.
Well, it's less, like the thoughts are in here, but like the ideas of like what's going on. So like, secret black market, your aunt, and then find Jofreidr a new arm was like a sub point, but I just had to scratch that out since it's working.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. Tina had mentioned that my aunt was engaged now. Last time I talked to her, she was just like dating some like noble guy. So.
Oh, good for her. Maybe not good for her. Not good for him. Maybe.
I'm not sure, and I'm not the one to judge. It would be nice to kind of meet the guy. But that would be something to talk with Tanner about. You've checked on the others out in the tavern proper?
No, but I did see our friends from
Silliest
show up.
Flame?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Six spells. Our friends from Six Spells.
Yeah, I mean.
Our friends from Six Spells. Yes, I did see them come in.
Okay. Everybody knows to be financially prepared since we're gonna have to buy them drinks, right?
45 platinum is not prepared.
Drinking, I can't wait.
How are
I
you
don't
packing 49 platinum after we went ahead and bought a house?
Yeah, 45, and trust me, that's broke. So that's
Cedric looks in his pouch and cries in poor as he only has 65 gold and 4 platinum. I don't
man,
think
look.
that's. We actively got robbed at one point. I don't think.
I don't
Okay.
remember who we got robbed was because it wasn't me. I might have been doing my own thing at that point. I don't think I was part of the group that got mugged. by children, I think. But
Insult to
regardless, regardless, our friends from Six Bells, I did see them come and arrive. But I mean, we weren't getting chased by any other guards. I didn't see any other suspicious things. I felt like I got a pretty good look at things outside, so I can go in and check and see how the rest of our compatriots are doing. But I figured I'd check in here and see if we were in the middle of some sort of surgical procedure or, well, not.
Jofreidr, it's up to you. Do you feel confident in going outside? I have some things I can piece together to kind of cover up your arm so that it isn't an issue.
Am I still hallucinating?
Give me another con save.
And if he has his eyes open, I want to ask after the con save, are his pupils dilated?
Jeez, where was that one the last 2 times?
Let's
Yeah.
drink.
You see his pupils actively shift as you're watching him.
Well, I heard we were drinking.
Jeez, well, why didn't we say we were going to get him some fucking ale? We didn't even have to get the berries.
All it took was 5 of them.
What? God. Oh, try not to get sick.
Yeah, about that. Zedri will pull out the half of the Atanabe that he has. He'll go ahead and cut a quarter of it and hand it over to Kiesel.
Do you want me to eat this now?
I mean, a berry a day keeps the ash rot away.
Kiesel eats it.
Okay, now we can go out there. You win. Congratulations.
What? Was it like a vaccine? Like, is that gonna help boost my immune system?
It was a prank, bro.
Tastes
You're
good.
infected now.
Got about the sweetness, a little bit of tartness, but ultimately it's satisfying.
Let's eat some meat, because that was very fruity.
Yes,
Yo.
I've been feeling that chicken for a while. It smells amazing.
Chicken, frogs, dragons, whatever. Let's just get out of there. If you're feeling good, hey, ew. Actually, should we
Give me a
cover up his?
wisdom save, yo, for here.
Should we cover up his arm or something? I mean, that shit kind of looks gross. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if people want to be sitting next to that.
Okay. I've got it. Zedri will pull his old leathers out of the bag of holding, and he will go ahead and hand them over to Jofreidr. It's his shoulder and arm should probably suitably fit the entire upper chest piece that Zedri once wore.
An intel save.
Who?
Yo, for here.
An intel save?
Yeah.
Oh, dump stat save.
Oh.
No, charisma's my dumb stat.
Charisma's his dump stat.
Okay.
Yeah, he's up on the board.
+1.
Remember, he's smart.
13.
What is this armor, Zedri?
No, it's going back to the whole you've been smelling this chicken. There was a moment there where you were pretty sure that chicken was you cooking. It's kind of, you're right on the precipice of ew, but it smells good, but it shouldn't smell good. And your senses are kind of a little bit effed up at this point.
Maybe we'll drink first, though.
Okay, I really don't think that you should really be drinking. This is like post-surgery, practically.
Well, alcohol kills germs and things, right? So it'll clean my insides.
How about I just get you some ice chips to chew on?
Every amputation I've been a part of, they've had the bloke drink some, alcohol. So
Yeah, works for me. Let's go.
Are any of Percy's avian defenders still back here?
Nope.
Oh no, they're
They
part
were-
of the performance.
Okay.
They're with her.
Yeah, then Zedri will just like look back in the room. He'll just look to the camera, and yeah, he'll head out with the others.
that's like a TV show, Avian Defenders. It's like a Cartoon Network TV show.
Yeah.
That's Six Bells Broadcasting.
They flight crime. Whatever. Any press is good press.
All right. You guys make your way out to the table with the rest of them. You guys have had an opportunity. The two of you safeguarding, making sure Tanner doesn't get into trouble, based off the intentions that were put before. Alfred, give me a persuasion check,
Persuasion check, sure.
and I'll give you advantage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Probably good we did advantage.
Yeah. Thank you.
15, you're able to very deftly convince Tanner not to drink the ale without outright telling him not to. That it's just a matter of you convince him that, oh man, there's like this better stuff that he should try that isn't anything alcoholic. But he does get you guys a bunch of food and brings around. You guys all end up with these plates of what appears to be some sort of a roast duck with a hot mustard sauce.
Ooh.
Salinas is so excited.
That Tanner introduces as being like, this is the house special. This is what this place is known for. That it is very premium, very well cooked. Everything is put together very well. And you guys are in mid-meal as the other three arrive. Jofreidr in his new attire.
It's just an arm brace.
You still fit into all that?
Just in time for Percy to take the stage with her avian defenders, and that's where we'll pick up next week.
Ooh.
Oh.
No, I wanted a performance.
I had.
Yeah.
Encore, even though it hasn't started.
So you're able to continue to get through the performance and put Saga on the spot.
Well, now you got another week.
Is
Oh
there
man.
show of hands who wants to keep going? Our rule is always unanimous. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
Pure pressure at its
I don't know.
finest.
Peer pressure, peer pressure.
Call it democracy.
Hey, this is what D&D is all about. It's all about improv. So,
Do you want the week?
no. I already know what I'm doing.
LMAO.
Man.
I love that.
All right. Let me gather myself for a second. Okay. So before Percy even gets on the stage, all her birds all kind of, land, in a row before she walks out, arms out, obviously in her white blouse, low cut, top hat on, looking great. She has her lute in her hand. Welcome, one and all, to the Berry Tavern. You may not know me, but I am Percy Cassius, and I am your entertainment for the evening. And to start, I would like to tell a story of my own, for once. And she starts kind of like slightly strumming. I'm quite used to the stories other people have written and told. And this is one that I am not just telling, but I lived it. In a city quite far away from here, there was a group of rascals, rapscallions, rogues, thieves, all given a task. Now, these all were strangers to some level or another. Some knew others by reputation. Others had a bit of a personal history that maybe you don't want to get into, and Well, here's how their story goes. All gathered up in a small dark house right outside of an old dark city, they planned on how to sneak into a tall, looming fortress surrounded by a moat filled with any number of creatures, all targeted to take. And she's going to cast Minor Illusion, and she's going to kind of make an image of like this like silver sword that's like wrapped in like these magical vines like floating in the middle of the room, and her birds are going to start like circling around it, tasked to steal a god-blessed weapon from an evil sorceress. Now, of course, if you're going to hire thieves, it's not like, we're the most reputable of people. I mean, I'd say that it's the underworld. We do what we do to survive. 3 days, we planned and schemed, thought of ideas. I, of course, entered as a performer for this evil sorceress. We'll call her Lady Valentine. There was a thief. There was a priest. Yes, priests can steal as well. There was a bounty hunter and a simple bard. We made our way into the fortress, some coming in through windows, some finding a way to ingratiate themselves with the guards, others on the arm of a beautiful priestess. We were in. There were some incidents. I'm fairly sure a servant got murdered that night. Peace to him. Peace be with him and his family. But my favorite part is the thief did a little magic trick, and the sword, which has still been floating in the air, is going to disappear as she snaps her fingers. And with the help of the priest, managed to get the key off of Lady Valentine. She wore it as a beautiful necklace, always on her person. How else would we have gotten it without a little trickery? And then we dove deep and deep and deeper into the dark caverns of her castle. There was a few, puzzles, but with the key, they were no trouble. We made our way, got into battle with the undead. Sadly, our thief did nearly join them, but he didn't. He lived. He's quite handsome, too, if I do say so myself. The hunter, then, with the help of the priest, dove into the darkest, deepest parts of this cavern, filled with silvery spider webs. And then, as she said, it's just going to cast Minor Illusion again, because it's a cantrip, and, spider webs are going to, cover the ceiling. And the birds are going to kind of, swoop low and just, do some, cool aerial tricks around. But in there, most terrifying of all, was a large spider monster. And then at that moment, Snout, the kestrel that has the cup of flour in his chest, is going to make a squawking sound, and is going to essentially release the flour as kind of a surprise special effect behind behind her, as he's gonna swoop around and release it. Tall, large, grotesque monster with a human face and the body of a spider, and each creeping leg that would swipe. And the thief, well, once again, what is it? Trickery? Little magic? managed to hop over the spider, skirt under a door, and got the magic sword. And as she says that, the spider webs are gonna like collapse like back into the sword, and then Bottom is gonna like sit under it and just like kind of pretend he's grabbing it with his like talons. And then quick as a whip he was out of there. Not even a coin displaced. And as we were all running out, trying to stay away from the spider, sadly, the priest did get caught in the web and did not make it out. This is for him, and for Zephora, the goddess he admired. The last few, running out, doing battle with a couple other thieves, looking for the other item, jumping over a lava-filled pool with fire surrounding them, trying to burn. They all got out and delivered the sword to its rightful owner. And we'll never forget that priest who sadly was left behind. And that is the story of 3 or 4 strangers who became the Snap Thick as Thieves. There's gonna be like some like little tiny fireworks around. Thank you. I told Silver that it was going to be an embellished version. Slightly altered.
Gotta change the details not to implicate yourself.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Give me a performance check, and I'll give you advantage on it. Solidly done.
Ooh, yay. Advantage. Where is performance?
It's advantage for having a real story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she embellished it. She gotta keep her story strong.
Oh my god,
Yes.
30!
Holy cow!
Damn.
It's like a
What the
piety check.
fuck?
Oh,
Golly.
God.
Yeah.
With
That's
a
it.
30, Fire crowd, you get standing ovation from everybody as they are all clapping, calling for encore, further performance, and a few individuals, both male and female, offering to buy you drinks and trying to lure you to, hey, come over to our table and get to know us.
And she'll kind of like make her rounds a little bit, kind of be nice, but obviously she's going to go back to Cybil's Spear and sit down with them with a drink. Well, how'd you like it?
It was very good.
Alfred will push over the drink that Tanner didn't have earlier. A wonderful performance. That was amazing. Was that all
Yeah.
true?
More or less.
I mean, I believe you. It's almost too much to believe, but it was amazing nonetheless.
Thank you.
Yes, you are an excellent storyteller. Have you ever been to Torstund before?
No, not yet.
I'm sure they would love your performances there as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
we're
sure
quite
that.
hard.
I'm sure that anywhere she goes, people love her performance.
You all are too kind.
If I can just say, you have alleviated any and all apprehension that I had about my brother hanging around you. That was cool.
Thank you.
Really, she told a story about her actively being a thief, and that resolved any apprehension you had.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily about her, right? Is that one of the parts that you embellished?
They stole from an evil sorceress. It doesn't matter if it was thievery. It's for the
It was
good,
a
I suppose.
God-blessed sword, and we made sure it went back to its rightful owner.
To the god?
There's the priests that should have it.
But I thought you said the priest didn't make it.
Yeah. I
That
thought you
was
said-
no. The priest of the story, but like the temple of the god got it back.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good ending to me then.
Right, that's something that we would do.
What happened to the man left behind, though? That doesn't sound. That's the part I would have embellished.
That's he. It didn't feel right. It's one of the things I regret, leaving him behind. I should have gone back and gotten him, but I was scared, and I honestly thought he was dead, and he is
That's
dead.
part of the story.
How is that the best part of the story?
The big creature goes and takes somebody out. It's like that's the action part. That's the exciting part.
Because they happen to be pious to anyone outside of Infernus, Tanner?
Oh come on, that's. Jeez.
I already made one remark about it. And Zedri's like sitting right next to him.
Cedric with his rosary beads over here. Come on.
Yeah.
Alfred's just nodding his head. He's just like, yeah, that's good brother, good brother.
I mean, it was a fantastic story, but
It was.
It's just I don't know. It's just the one little detail. I mean, no.
Trust me, it would have been a much better ending if he had survived. So
Well,
Yes.
I mean, if
Sure.
you don't mind me asking, what was this? If this was truly a true tale to be told.
it was in my home country. It was in Avaria.
No, I mean, he might as well be dead at this point if it was an Avaria.
Yeah, I think I've said before, I want to burn the island to the ground. It's not good. It's a very corrupt place. It's literally by, essentially tightrope that my mother and I weren't part of the unlucky crowd. I mean, she was for a while.
You know,
Um,
it's interesting. Me and Selena's were almost buried in Avaria.
Really?
Well, blown to bits, more likely, but they would have buried what's left of us.
It is
Where,
home.
where are you from in Avaria?
I didn't. I was in a. We traveled. We didn't really stay in one place.
Yes.
And he's actually technically from Telurdia.
I wasn't going to say that much, but
How much of a crowd is around us?
Good question, Alfred.
you
There's
said
this little conversations going on. And Kiesel, given that teeth gritting expression to the Luria, as a very strong hand goes on your shoulder and reaching down in front of you, you watch an equally strong female hand grab your mug and take it from in front of you. Look up to see your drinking pal from Six Bells as Mila goes and downs what's left of your drink. That's a start. I believe you were buying.
Mila,
Yes,
of course, and I was just waiting for you to come and finish it. Oh,
Couldn't keep up with me, so you have to just finish whatever was left.
We've been waiting for the purchases.
Well, we've been waiting for you to make our way here. We were just chit-chatting with the performance of the night.
Well, Percy, they're going to start grounding themselves. Would you like to go back up on the stage?
I think I could definitely have some songs to play. Would you like to join me?
I would love to.
All right, and she'll.
And Selenas is going to very quickly excuse himself from this situation.
Percy's gonna stand up and like hold her hand out to him.
Very, very, gently take it.
Yeah, Salinas, you almost your leg almost gets sat on as you're getting up out of the chair. Mila is plopping down in it as quick as she can.
Are you doing songs of any particular persuasion?
Any recommendations?
No, I ask. I'm just asking for, I guess, a little bit of a setting. And Zidri will look over at Kiesel.
What?
Well, we can handle that. Do you know, Jenny by the Hill? Percy?
Familiar. If you lead it, I can follow.
All right.
Would my lute or my flute be good?
Well, I have a Salinas has like a case that looks like a violin/fiddle.
To the lute.
Hey DM, how big is this room?
The
Or the
ceiling
fire
is
exits.
the ceiling is 11 feet.
It's currently
A
5:53
modest 11 feet.
Modest.
Percy has no clue what's
25
going
by
on.
25, maybe?
25 by
No,
25?
not I think about 20 by 20.
Okay.
About 15.
Yeah. He's gonna go ahead and be like Ginny on the Hill. He's gonna go ahead and take out a notebook and he's gonna start like sketching out some things. And he is going to also pull out a stone, a twig, and then like a small like bit of the plant matter that he kind of like tripped on before. And he's going to start like drawing it out, and he's gonna begin casting hallucinatory terrain.
All right.
As he kind of moves away, he's going to very quickly shoot Alfred a message. It says, please make sure you ask the group, Priscilla, about the Ashen Market. See if she knows anything. And he's going to go up onto the stage.
Alfred's just gonna think. Got it. He's somewhat familiar with Salinas' antics. Not quite
Alright.
used to it though.
As you guys step up to give your performance, rather than giving one of you advantage, just both of you guys roll performance checks. Because since you're leading, I would probably lean towards Salinas making the performance check, but I believe the plus 11 coming out of Percy is probably not something you want to give up. So
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I like to say only, but I only have a +8 to my performance.
That's nothing to be shy of either, yeah.
no.
Alright.
It's not a competition.
Ooh, I'm gonna definitely use my D4 from Aurora on this roll.
Solid.
Okay,
Ooh, nice D4 roll.
17.
17, 21. You guys proceed to put on a pretty good performance. You know what? Actually, you go ahead and both of you can roll one more time because of the hallucinatory terrain that's going on. You guys both get advantage.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll keep the D4 can tack on top there, Selena. But
We are gonna make this bar so much
Oh.
fucking money.
Yeah, the other one's fine.
Wow.
Oh
Wow,
my
both of us.
okay, never
Ignore
mind.
those. Ignore those.
Yeah,
Drop
it
one,
doesn't
drop
exist.
3.
17 and
Yeah.
21. Solid.
If I'm correct, I actually can't roll below a 10 for like certain stuff. Because of like
Oh, the reliable talent.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're a short person too.
Yeah, so Jenny on the Hill is a very kind of wistful song about a soldier coming home from war to like his love. That's
Okay.
Jenny on the Hill.
Country blues?
More like it's a little bit more folksy, but like yeah, like very like kind of like slow, romantic, wistful kind of vibe to start. That was what was requested.
Yeah, Silver Tongue. Yeah, I was looking at it myself.
So, with our friends, is it just Mila, the heavy-handed barbarian lady, or is it also the other person?
So as Mila takes Selena's spot, or Ursilia takes Percy's spot, and then another chair is drug up by the catfolk Brogan.
Brogan Muns and Muns, yes.
So Brogan, Ursilia, and Mila. Ursilia and Mila being the blonde human sisters, and Brogan the red-headed, leopard-skinned catfolk. No sign of Ajax or Deeren.
Well, it is very nice of you to join us. Our purses are open, whatever you need. I think there might already be a tab open, so please help yourselves. We can't thank you enough for helping us get our foot into the door with the Adventurers Guild.
You're going to probably be paying for that quite extensively tonight.
They haven't been giving you trouble, have they?
No trouble. Just buying for this lot may run you a pretty bit of coin, so we're gonna spend a bit of those winnings you got. back in
Oh, I mean, do you want me to give you an allowance, or are we just gonna start paying? I can start giving you coin if you want.
God, we'll just run up. You said you got a tab. We'll just keep running up your tab.
Sure, I am always happy to provide for a local business such as this.
You not hear the one male voice out of these three. He's got his fingers on the back of Tanner's cloak. It was a pipsqueak.
The pipsqueak is with us. Why was he squeaking somewhere where he shouldn't have?
Just seems a bit young to be in here.
He just looks that way. We get that a lot, to be honest.
Oh, you've not another half man.
Something around that, yes. So, what's new with the rest of you? It's nice to see some friendly faces in a place where we're not so familiar with.
I may not consider us so much friendly faces once you get the tab paid, but it's good to see you folks. Interesting that we all ended up in this place. What brings you to Ashmain?
Adventure, family, romance, the usual.
Romance. Interesting. You got your sights set on someone?
Maybe. Nobody here, to be honest, but more so the family bit than the romance bit.
And so which one of you has the family bit? Is it? I heard as we stepped up to Luria on your behalf. Oh, you!
Yeah, we were just tossing out places that we've been to, and Telluria just happened to kind of come up.
But yeah, you're the family bit?
Yes. That's
This
my
is the family
brother.
bit?
Yeah.
Don't mind Brogan, he's a bit of a brute.
It's okay. I guess whenever Kiesel brings up the romance part, I mean, spring fairs in a few weeks. If you want to get hitched, get married at the same time, those 3 weeks are keen time to.
Yeah, I don't see that. Maybe, did you guys find some people? One of you betrothed or something? The other new friend?
No. Not me. Maybe in a different life, but yeah, it's just on the road you meet so many people. I can't speak for the rest of the group though, but betrothed might be a little too far for some of these. We just stick to regular courtship.
Mila just kind of elbows you in the side. Gotta keep our options open, right?
Definitely along the lines of keeping them open. When you see all the seas and all the land that there is, it's hard to keep down to one lady. Or man. Or,
Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, so, family, romance, adventure, the usual bit. Did you guys pick up any jobs?
I wouldn't really call them jobs. We've maybe done some slight investigating into the sickness that's been going around the northern bits of these parts, just, a little bit, a couple alleyways, a couple blocks up here. We've heard that there's been some rust beetle problems in the mines, but as far as taking anything up, job-wise, no one's really paying us just yet. I mean, like I said, we just got our foot in the door with the Adventurers Guild. But we were looking for something a little bit more on the down low, some sort of black market. And Kisa will kind of look around to the rest of the group to help him fish this one out.
Zedri's gonna
Looking
go
for
throw
something in
some.
particular.
What was
Looking for something in particular?
that? Someone in particular, actually. We're looking for a bookseller.
Mm.
Dwarf named Maddox.
Let's say I know the name. We're a bit in between jobs. Came over expecting some fights in the arena, but it's apparently temporarily shut down due to attendance issues with all the sickness and the miners' issues going on. So we'll probably be moving on fairly soon, unless we can find something else.
Where all are you planning on heading on to?
Haven't really gotten that far this yet. Kind of just went to shit this afternoon, so figured we'd grab the free drinks off of you as compensation and make plans tomorrow. Kind of leaving that up to the boss lady, so we'll see. Maybe Salt Maiden, maybe up into Baral. Just depends.
Baral is excellent this time of year.
I hear that. I've never been.
I'm actually from there.
Oh.
Sort of Eagle Fall area, if you're familiar.
Can't say that I am, but is that near somewhere?
I mean, it's not necessarily the largest grouping of settlements, but we make do. We have a nice little town that I came from.
Oh, well, happen to be in the area. We'll have to check that out. So you said that that's where you're from.
Yeah, it's where the local Artificers Guild is. So there's a lot of good work there. I'm sure that they always need something to be found or mined or honestly, like a lot of different materials need to be gathered around the area.
What's your tribe's name? Could look up your family or whatnot.
I'm sorry, tribe?
Yeah, the people you belong to. Oh, I'm sorry, you Westerners and your houses and whatnot. Family name, I suppose. House name.
Oh, I'm Alfred A. Yates.
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 It's,
Oh, okay. Well,
this has been the cat folk talking the whole time, right?
no, this is Ursilia.
They're silly. Alright.
Well, you'll probably come along it. It's along the like biggest trade route in Baral, the Sinspur Way.
Well, we'll have to keep an open agenda, see if we can't fit that in somewhere. Yeah, just be whatever Callista says we're going to go do. We'll find some work somewhere. Gotta pay for the trip somehow. Thanks for the free drinks.
Right. We need
Another
to.
round for everybody.
Another 5 rounds, if that's what we're looking for.
All right, sounds good. Is your little brother good? He seems to be a little bit wide-eyed there. Tanner is just like wide-eyed looking at all these people like this is the largest group of adventuring folk he has ever sat around.
Oh, don't worry about him. Honestly, he's probably more interested in you guys than you might imagine. If you got any stories to tell, like this is the time to really flex your muscles, so to speak.
Tanner just slowly gets his book out, slides it across the table with his charcoal pencil. If you could, like, sign my book.
He's an aspiring scribe, but to be honest, a full-time adventuring enthusiast.
Right. This is very He must really like you guys already.
He didn't even ask for my autograph.
What's not to like? I mean, Mila slaps Kiesel on the back and just like properly drags the book away from Ursilia and back to her direction and just starts signing. All the while, your guys' music is nicely serenading this conversation, giving her expert performance back there. But you wrap up about now, unless you continue. But that's up to you.
You know, I'm happy to keep going.
Oh yeah, Percy will keep going for another song or two.
All right.
Yeah.
Just going through
Songs?
the standards.
Are we still keeping terrain going there? Or is
So
Zedry refocused
here's
to
the
table?
deal. Zedry would have had to, because of the way that this spell specifically is, at some point Zedry would have had to go up and just like spread a little bit of dirt on the stage because it can only change natural terrain. And I want to be
How
honest
about
to that.
flower?
Is that natural terrain? Would you say? I like that. I like that flavor.
If it's wood floor, it's technically from a tree.
It is, but
Yeah.
it can't be anything manufactured. But yeah, Zedry would like create these like kind of like hills that just keep on kind of like they're miniature. So they're mostly just covering the stage, but they just offer like a foreground, midground, and background to like the performers. But after they finish, Zedry will go up to the stage and kind of call Salinas and Percy over and just say, "Hey, so here's the deal. I'm not great at illusion magics, so I can't change it. I also will say that this is going to be up for the next day."
It's not our problem, is it?
No, but if you
really.
just want to stick to like valleys and hills, kind of as like a aesthetic for the performance, I honestly think a theme is a great way to get some more payment.
Or
Percy's gonna kind of give him a skeptical look, but it's just gonna nod. Okay.
Yeah, Zedry just says, "Never gonna cast that spell again." As I walk away.
right. Have any suggestions?
Perhaps something more energetic. It seems some people are getting ready to try dancing some.
Oh yes. Know several jigs.
Do you know?
Freebird.
Do you know? Yeah, you know Freebird?
Uh, uh,
Autumn leaves, giant steps.
Yeah.
it's not my not one I do very often, but I think I can manage. Maybe you take over singing for this one.
I can do that.
Made famous by the famous bard Leonard Skinred.
It's canon.
The DM said so.
So we keep going.
All
We're
right, yeah.
up tempo.
All right, give another performance check. I'm
We
not
still have
hitting
advantage?
this time. No.
It's a 9-minute song with a 6-minute improv solo.
Yeah, when they get to that
Oh,
that
shit.
improv solo.
Oh,
This time.
well, reliable talent. You can't roll below a 10.
You're,
No, Silver
Silver
Tongue
Tongue.
only does for deception and persuasion.
Oh, okay.
But I still got a 12, so.
Well, they're doing the
Yeah, but-
the improv section. Alfred's gonna go behind the stage and cast pyrotechnics again, and instead do the fireworks. And you're just gonna see like fireworks behind the hilly terrain. Just go. Boop, 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 boop.
He's gotta out there look for a. Is there a bard core Freebird?
Probably. And the birds have, like, this entire time, they're kind of, like, flying, like, in tempo to the music.
It's a very slow song at first, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you get to that,
Nice little glide.
you go.
All right. As you while the night away, your conversations with the Flames of Versilia, listening to the stylings of Percy and Salinas as they perform the best of Leonard Skinred.
Greatest hits.
And yeah, the night goes by fairly quiet. As it wears on into the deeper evening hours, and the drinks keep on coming, and the flames keep on drinking. We'll
sorry,
wrap things up there. Okay, go ahead, Salinas.
I was just gonna say, did anyone ever actually specifically ask about the Ashen Market? Or did they just ask about Maddox?
I mentioned a black market looking for a little dude, but Kiesel, I didn't mention the name. Kiesel didn't mention the name.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I also didn't want to be
Question.
I also didn't want to be metagamey, so that's why I didn't mention it by name.
Well, yeah, no, he asked Alfred to do it.
Mhm.
Alfred, give me a con save.
Sorry?
Give me a con save.
Yeah, you old drinker, you.
Okay.
Damn.
Nice.
You with a +5 to con? Holy shit.
Should have gave you a disadvantage or something. So I was
Fire
trying
heart.
to give myself an easy out to explain where you're going to be next week. No such luck.
No such luck.
All right.
I can take another couple shots.
We'll get there. So, yeah, as you continue the drinking and the listening to the music and enjoying the company of this other adventuring party that you have befriended, has helped you out, and seem to be on good terms with, the evening will continue next week. Wrap up the 7th day and see what happens the next day in Ashbane. But unfortunately, we will be sans Alfredo next week. So, playing the part of Alfred will be probably Ernie.
I get to work on
Well,
it.
actually,
Yes.
Dustin, who's playing Alfred next week? Who are you appointing?
No, yeah, I would love her to play Alfred.
30-minute
Do
chunks.
some-
Everybody plays Alfred.
Rotating.
Oh my god, that'd be even
And
better.
I don't think I know enough to do a good job.
Well, you just gotta get a little bit of a dopey voice like this, and then you sing-song your voice, and then you throw in a little southern alternative, and then you're quite there, and you're already an artificer. It's great.
Sir? What kind of artificer are
I'm an
you?
artillerist.
Ah,
Oh, I can't wait for you to see some combat with us.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I've only really done one real combat with Percy too, so
What subclass are you?
Battlesmith.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Battlesmith for artificer. College of Eloquence for bard.
Ooh.
All right. Well, on that note, that will
Goals?
wrap up tonight's session as to the video on demand. Thanks to all of you for watching live. Those watching on demand, come watch us live. Have fun in the chat. Always nice to interact with people. Thanks to Bruno for the follow tonight. Appreciate getting new additional follows and additional subs from anybody who wants to throw subs our way. Appreciate it. Helps us be able to keep on putting stuff out and with keeping the lights on. We'll call it that way. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and until next week, bye to the VOD people.
Bye.